And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere. And I don't know where to start. First of all, we're talking about Steven Crowder tonight. Oh, yes, we are. We're talking about Steven Crowder because this issue is bigger than him. This issue is about money. It's about business. It's about the reality of the world in which we live. It's not even really about him anymore. It's above him at this point. We're talking about that. Also, we got to talk about the hero doctor. Shout out to my man for refusing to vax children when their parents say, hey, you know what? We got to get a vax card. Can we, work something out? He was like, no problem. I got you. $50 on the PayPal and you get the vax card. No vax. Shout out to him. We'll talk about that in a minute. He got arrested for that, of course. But anyway, you got to talk about this trans person or trans people that have been banned and or discriminated, quote unquote, by their gyms. Like you go to women's only gym. Well, you sign up for a women's only gym and Peter Griffin shows up. It's like, well, wait a minute, sir. You're in the wrong gym. Go over that way. And that news devastated my man. We'll talk about that in a minute. Also, talking about Candace Owens and her take on the whole Daily Wire situation. We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And I thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you enjoy what you're hearing thus far, if you enjoy the channel in general, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. There's a lot going on tonight. We're definitely going to get into. Oh man, the whole Crowder thing. I'm gonna wait for a little bit to get into that. I'm going to get into it. Before I even say anything else, let's just do the sponsors because I'm gonna just jump into it and I can't get off the train when I'm on it. So shout out to my sponsors. Shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these internets. If you want to visit their website, their link will be in the description box, or just go to patriotpost.us. Tell them ABL sent you. Then go to my regular websites. You have anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. You go to the front page of the website. For every video that I make on YouTube, there's a corresponding article. So if I tell you, hey, I can't put that full video there, or it might be censored, or whatever's going on, I could put whatever I want on my website because it's my website. It's not controlled by big tech or anybody else. It belongs to me. AnthonyBLogan.com. Also go to AnthonyBLogan.com/contact. You can find my email address, my snail mail address, my Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All that is right there on the contact page. If you want to send me something, if you send me something that could be email, I'm going to throw it right away. I'm going to tell you that right now. It could be a book. If you send me a book, like an actual book, I'll keep that. But if you send me something that is a printout of an email, I'm going to throw it away instantly. But anything else, please send to my P.O. box right there on the website. If you have any tips for news or whatever, anything that you have, questions, comments, concerns, send it to the email address right there on the contact page. And also, I got an email today from one of you about a crypto scam. So I got to say this. And some guys say, hey, man, we know what the deal is. You don't got to tell us. We know there's scammers on the people that impersonate YouTubers, not just you, but everybody. I understand that. But everyone may not necessarily catch the memo. Not everybody's very computer savvy. Some people just get caught up. So here's a PSA. I will never, ever, ever ask you to contact me through a YouTube comment. If I post a video and you see a person that looks like me with my picture, a similar name, it might be my full name, and they say, hey, contact me on Telegram, contact me on this number. That's not me. There's a bunch of people that impersonate YouTubers all over the place, not just me. Any guy, I done seen guys with like 10,000 subs have this happen. Seriously, is bots on there that will impersonate them and say, contact me on WhatsApp, contact me on Telegram. I will never, ever, ever, ever do that. Okay. I'm not going to ask you to invest into no cryptocurrency. Never. Okay. I'm not going to ask for that. Anything that I would ever ask you for, anything that I would ever have you contact me on is on my website. If it's not on my website, it's not me. That's the easy way to fact check. Okay. There's a number for this particular show. We'll get to the calls a little bit later. That number is in the description box, and the number is right there in the ticker. If it's not that number, it's not my number. There is no other number to contact me on, and you can't contact me on the number beyond the showtime. You can email me, you can snail mail me, but all that is on my website. Anything else is not me. And again, I know some of you guys are like, come on, man, we understand, we get it, but not everybody's on the same page. So I got to say that. And I think what I'm going to start doing is putting a comment on every video, because the trolls are everywhere. You know, I check the comments sometimes on the videos and I see the trolls doing that, but it's like playing whack-a-mole. There's only so much you can do. So I am going to start putting up a comment so we can just get rid of all of that good stuff. But again, AnthonyBLogan.com. Oh, also ABLmerch.com. We got hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on the website, ABLmerch.com. Okay, so I'm going to get to Crowder in just one moment. I want everybody to come on in. I think I'm going to get to one topic first, and then I'm going to get to another. Maybe I might get to Crowder in a little bit. But, okay, here's what I'm going to say about the whole situation that I think I wanted to say before I start talking about the trolls and the different sponsors I have. What was I going to say? I think I was talking about the whole situation, Crowder. I'm going to get to it. There was one thing I wanted to highlight before I got into it, but I'm going to get to that a little bit later. One thing about me, people, well, I'll say this, and then I'm going to get to other topics. I'm going to say this about me personally. People say, well, you want that spot on Daily Wire, don't you? You want to get that money. I've been doing this since 2015. You're talking about 8 years. I've never worked for anybody. I've always been independent, 100%. I've gotten those emails. I was getting emails like that when I had like 10,000 subs. Once you start to make any kind of waves, you get any kind of attention, you start to get emails. They want you on a multi-channel network. That's the first thing they try to do, get you in the MCN. I knew back then that was bogus. Then they try to get you to maybe like do like some kind of little joint venture. They want some of your YouTube ad revenue, all kind of stuff. You know, I done laughed in guys' faces. I know I done seen guys, good guys, but they don't understand what I understand. They're saying, hey man, you know, I can help you with your YouTube channel. You could join my MCN, multi-channel network. And for 20% of your ad revenue, 20% of your ad revenue on YouTube, I can dispute strikes. It's like, man, if you don't get, like, stop. At a certain point, you got to have a certain level of understanding how to do business. If you're going to get into business, start making money, you got to know what you're doing. You can't just go out here, start making money, and then here comes some random Tom, Dick, and Harry saying, hey, do you want to part ways with half of your income for this particular thing, this little small thing we're going to offer to you? You got to understand to refuse that as a person that's going to make money. Okay, when you start making any kind of money, you got to be responsible for that money. Okay, that's just that. So I've never been the one to sign a contract. I don't even really like doing collaborations like that, let alone trying to sign a contract, work for somebody. That's just not me, but everybody's different. I work better by myself. You see, I have a background in doing this. A lot of guys don't have a background in editing video and doing Photoshop and doing merch. I do my merch. I do my editing. I do all my recording. I'm a one-stop shop. I don't have anybody that works for me. The most I have is my website host. I pay them to host the website, but I'm the one writing the articles, keeping the website updated. That's me. And as a matter of fact, I had an issue recently with the website where there was some spam on it. I think it was an outdated plugin. 20% rebel without a reason, 20% of the ad revenue. It was crazy. I was like, are you dumb? But anyway, there was an issue with the website where I had some spam on it because there was a faulty plugin. And, you know, I'm getting my host on the phone like, yo, y'all got to fix this. And they couldn't really fix it. I had to go in there and fix it myself. That's how hands-on I am. That's how much I understand what I'm doing. So I have no need to work with a company, but not everybody's like that. Some guys are going to need somebody to have, they need somebody to set appointments. They need somebody to edit the video, need somebody to do the audio, need somebody to go out there and fish ads for them. They need a team of people. I'm not that kind of guy. I work better alone. So if you hear me talking about a certain thing, understand this. I done got those emails. I've had the conversations. I've been approached since 2016. They approached me. I told this story publicly, so I'll tell this one. I won't tell. I have a bunch of other emails I could talk about, but I'm not going to talk about those. I said one publicly before. I'll say it again. I got approached back in, what was that, 2017 to work on, they wanted me to audition to be on HLN. They wanted me to be SE Cup's co-host. Not a co-host, like a panelist, like a recurring panelist. That was going to be the role, okay? And I didn't want to do that. I got a few more like that to be on TV. Not any kind of big thing, but kind of like I'd be an employee. I'm like, nah, I'm cool. I don't need to be on Fox. And throughout the years, people would say, hey, man, you don't want to be on Fox? You don't want to be on Newsmax? Yeah, man, you got to be on Fox, man. You got to be on Newsmax. I'm like, I never had that aspiration to do that, because if that was my aspiration, I would have already done it, because I've had the chance to do it. I've had the chance to be on these networks. It's just not for me. Now, for another guy, that'd be a dream job, because it works. He might work better on a team. He might work better in the more structured environment. He might like being able to go to work this set time, have a more of a normie lifestyle. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But I've never been like that. Since 2007, I've been self-employed. 2007. Okay. So we're in 2023 right now. So before YouTube, before the politics, I've been self-employed for a very long time. So I don't really see myself changing that anytime soon, because I get an offer or I get an email or something like that. But some guys strive better in a more of an employed environment. And that's just not what it is for me. Am I bragging? Ain't no bragging. I'm just telling you the reality of my life. How is it bragging if I'm telling you this is what I've gotten the emails. I've been self-employed for a long time. It's not like I'm hiding anything. Go to my LinkedIn. You'll see recommendations going back many years. Like anything I'm telling you right now can be seen publicly. So it's not a brag. If I tell you that the sun's shining right now, hey man, the sun's shining, stop bragging. It's like, look outside, it's right there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, to call me a sellout is crazy, because I've been independent by myself for the past 8 years on YouTube. And then for 2007, by myself, working independent, never had a corporate job in my life, never had to clock in, clock out. The last time I clocked in, clocked out, I might have been 21 when I was at Old Country Buffet. My last job I had, I clocked in, clocked out. I was in high school and then in college. And now I'm 38. I'll be 39 this year. That's just me though. You know what I'm saying? It's no brag. I'm not trying to be arrogant or pompous. I'm just telling you me. So you got to understand that when you try to, as I see comments, oh man, you just want that gig. That's not my personality. Some guys might want that gig and some guys are not going to want it. Okay. Now let's talk about Carter right now. I'm gonna get straight into it because I don't want to wait too long. I don't want to wait too long. I'm gonna just get straight into it because it's going to be a while. I'm gonna talk about this. Okay. Now we all know what's going on with Crowder. And the reason why I'm talking about it is because I think it's very important for people to understand. I think Crowder was saying the reason why he came out is because he didn't want any other creator to have to experience a bad contract. But it was not a bad contract. Can we go to it right quick? Let me see if I can find the clip, or at least like a piece of the clip, and then I could just show the contract. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please hit the like button, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. But there was, okay. Let me see if he's gonna show it here. Now in the contract, matter of fact, I know exactly where it's at. I think it's on the on the website. Yeah, I think it's on the YouTube, Daily Wire YouTube. They showed the contract. And I guess the big thing from the contract was if Crowder gets banned from YouTube and any other social media platform, Spotify, or whatever, there's going to be a decrease in the pay. Let's talk about the pay first. The pay that they were offering him in the initial offer sheet, it was not a contract, it was initial offer sheet. And before I get to anything, let's talk about the offer sheet. Because this right here is straight business. Anybody, any young people out there listening, please pay attention. If you're not necessarily a young person, you could be my age, you don't know about contracts, please listen. When you're sent an offer sheet, before the contract is signed, an offer sheet is, okay, we're interested in you. We want you to work with us or work for us, either one. We're going to offer you this. The purpose of that is to start negotiations. Hand it to your lawyer, half Asian lawyer, hand it to him, have him take a red marker and outline everything that you don't want on it and send it back with your changes, with your revisions, and your counteroffer. That's how this whole thing works. I don't care, friend or no friend. And I got to say this. Just because we're friends does not mean I'm going to just do whatever for you, okay? I'm going to pay $50 million over the course of 4 years, and if you want to take a month off, I'm going to just pay you for that whole month off, pay you. Okay, so if it's $12.5 million a year, you're talking about $1 million plus per month. So if you take 1 month off, like Crowder likes to do, like 3-week vacations, you take 1 month off, your pay is $1 million. And in that month, you've not made any new content. There's no new ad reads. And I still got to pay my people that I hired to work on your show. So you're talking about $1 million just for Crowder and probably like $500,000 to $700,000 for the crew. Almost $2 million I just lose. So I got to just lose millions because you want to go on vacation and you don't want to just. Also, if you go on break for a month and don't produce the necessary amount of shows per year, you can do that, but just take a penalty. That's it. You can't get paid $12.5 a year. Want to get paid the full $12.5 when you go on a break and you're not working. If you want to take a break for a month, lose $1 million, you still got $11.5 million. You talking about NBA basketball player money, NFL football player money. This money that you talking about is crazy. And here's the next thing before we get to the actual terms. Crowder says that the terms are, how can I say, the terms were predatory and it was not right. And the reason why he's doing this is to speak out for the young YouTubers that may come and have that same kind of deal given to them. First of all, if you're a new YouTuber, you're not getting no deal worth $50 million. You're not getting that, first of all. Second of all, if the deal was so bad, then why did Crowder allegedly counteroffer with $120 million back in October when the first thing was going on? You were given the offer sheet in October 2021 or 2022, pardon me. You counteroffer almost immediately afterward with $120 million. Rather than getting paid $12.5 million a year, you wanted $30 million a year. If it was that bad, why counteroffer? It wouldn't have been that bad if they said, yeah, we'll pay you $30 million a year. You wouldn't have heard one word about the terms of the contract being so bad, would you? I think what happened was this. Crowder jumped out of the window. The Blaze, you see, the Mug Club is on the Blaze. It belongs to the Blaze. They probably own some of the IP. So he doesn't have access to those people. That's why stopbigcon.com is an email subscriber list, because he doesn't have the Mug Club subscriber, the email list, which is it's worth like gold. He wants the information from the Blaze, but he can't access it because it belongs to them. So he leaves the Blaze because he wants to be free. He's banking on Daily Wire acquiescing to his demands about $30 million a year. When that doesn't happen, now what? Now I'm demonetized on YouTube. Oh, let's talk about that part. Demonetized on YouTube. People don't understand what that means. If you're demonetized, if you're not monetized on YouTube, what that means is YouTube does not put ads on your video for you. You can still make money on the videos. How you do that, ABL? Very simple. If I'm reading ads on my video, YouTube can't control that. So let's say, for example, I got patriotpost.us, right? Shout out to you guys. Love y'all. Okay, let's say I get paid by Patriot Post to mention them every video. I get paid X amount of money. YouTube can't control that. I can still read that ad. And let's say I got a podcast that's like 3 hours long. I could do 5-10 ad reads in the video. And I could charge a lot of money because I'm Steven Crowder. I got 6 million subs. So in essence, I can make potentially more from reading the ads by itself than the YouTube ad revenue by itself. Now, of course, if you have the ad revenue from YouTube and the ads, you make more. But individually, I can make more from my personal ad reads on my video than from YouTube's ad revenue on that video. So if you're banned from YouTube, which is what they were talking about in the contract, if you're banned from YouTube, you can't make those ad reads and you can't make that money. It's simple. People talking about, oh, he's already demonetized. That's not the same thing as being banned. Being banned, you could still put out content. You could still you could still do your ad reads, sell your merch, do all that good stuff. Okay? That's what that is if you are demonetized. But if you're banned, you can't upload any content at all. So there's no new content, no new ad reads. You're going to have diminishing merchandise sales because you don't have the videos to drive the sales. This is business. And for real, I should put it in the course. You learn this kind of stuff in college or in one of these YouTube courses. You got guys on YouTube that'll sell you a course saying the exact same thing we're saying right now for big money, for thousands of dollars. And I ain't even really trying to brag, but it's on my heart. And you guys got to understand, I'm a very honest person. And I just want to tell you the truth. I don't care who likes it, who doesn't. It doesn't matter. The truth is the truth, period. Point blank, period. Okay, now, the contract was very fair. Nobody's going to pay Crowder $30 million a year. And also, let's talk about this part. Let's talk about this. If Crowder is worth $30 million a year, he can make that on his own. He would not need a Daily Wire. Okay, and then people are going to say, well, ABL, you signed that contract? If it was you, would you sign that contract? Again, I don't sign contracts. I don't like to work with other people. I like to be by myself. I'm like a hermit almost. I do stuff by myself. I don't like to deal with other companies. I like to be independent. But if I decided to work with a company for some reason, which I will never do, never have done that in my whole life, but if I wanted to do that, it's got to make sense. I would look at it like this. Can I make what they're offering me on my own? If the answer is yes, then why would I sign the contract? It doesn't make any sense. Why would I give you anything to make what I already make? It needs to be so much money that I can't refuse it. But again, if it's me being ABL, I still wouldn't do it. Put it to you this way. And I'm being 100% serious. If the contract, if it was me, just myself, if the contract was $50 million and I made 25 on my own, I wouldn't sign it. I'd rather would make 25 on my own than 50 over there working with them. But if I was in Crowder's shoes and I thought like I wanted to sign a contract for whatever the reason may be, it's got to make sense. Can I make that kind of money on my own? Yes or no? If I can't, then okay, even if I miss work, if I get demonetized, does it make sense? And also, if I'm demonetized or banned on my own, I lose money. If it's me, back to me now. If it's ABL and I get banned from YouTube, my money stops from YouTube. I can't read any ads in the video. If I had any ads, which I really don't have any ads. I got a couple, but not really. I can't read any ads in the video. I don't have any YouTube revenue. So my money stops. So why would it be different for Daily Wire? And actually, Daily Wire was looking out. They said, look, we'll cut your revenue by X amount, but we're not going to stop your revenue. If you're by yourself, your revenue stops, not just cut by 20% or whatever, it stops. So they were looking out for him. This was not about the contract being a bad contract. It was not a bad contract. If you know about YouTube and business, it was not a bad contract. It was a very good contract. Anybody that wants to work for a company would sign that. I'm not that kind of guy. Nothing against guys like that, because we're all different. We all have things that we appreciate, things that we need and don't need in our lives. I'm not going to attack anybody for being a working guy, because we got to have guys that work. You got to have guys that are part of a team and a machine. Team and machines make this country and this whole world operate. I like to be by myself. Other guys are more social, like to be part of a team. Especially women. Your Candace Owens and Lauren Chen, they want to be part of a team. They're rarely individuals doing everything by themselves. You're not going to see a woman typically do the editing and the recording and the lighting and all that good stuff, all the technical stuff, fixing hacks on the website like I did back in fixing hacks on the website, removing malicious code from the website. I did that. Most people are not going to do it. So it makes sense to go work for a company. People are saying go to Rumble. Rumble is good to be on a competitor, but let's be serious. Rumble is no competitor to YouTube. It's just not at this moment. Just like your man Jeremy Bourne from Deadly Wire said, it's not a YouTube competitor. It'd be great if one day they became, if Rumble became a YouTube competitor, that'd be great. But it's just not that way right now. It's unfortunate, but we got to do with big tech, and you got to be able to kind of play the game. And the way around that is the same thing that Crowder already does. Have your own platform, have your own website. So if you want to post certain things or say certain things that are going to kind of get you in trouble on YouTube or on big tech in general, put it on your website. That's why I always tell y'all, go to the website for the full video. Go to the website for the uncensored version. On my website that I pay for, I pay like 10 grand a year for that website and don't even make money on it, because I want to have a place where you can go see the full truth, uncensored, without big tech interfering. That's my little teeny website. So imagine a subscriber website with thousands, if not millions of people on it every day, like Deadly Wire. How much that costs? Talk about Amazon AWS. Talk about Amazon AWS. Talk about top tier hosting. You got to have servers. You got to have whole buildings to host a website. Talk about that. Talk about those that got to maintain the security, the IT, all of that good stuff. You got to pay employees. You got to pay taxes. You got to pay health insurance. You got to pay all kind of stuff. The actual brick and mortar building where you're located at, if you're Deadly Wire, it's crazy. It's kind of, it's like, the reason why it means so much to me is because I've seen so much in business throughout my whole life. Since '07, I've been dealing with small business, and I understand what it takes to operate a small business, how much money it takes. And then once you scale up, what you got to do as far as being able to maintain your money and how to protect yourself and what a fair deal looks like. That deal was very good. It was a very good deal. I'm reading the comments right here. The poll will mean nothing, because most people that respond to the poll are not going to understand what I understand. And that's fine, because not everybody's going to be business minded. Most people are going to be normies, and that's okay. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm just saying this is just the reality of the world in which we live. And part of our job as a team here, you guys are part of my team, you guys right here with me on the show, part of our job is to educate people and get them away from that normie mindset. But the truth is, most people breathing air on this earth are normies. They're not really going to understand what I'm talking about for real. It is what it is. I'm reading some of the comments, and then I'm going to respond to them. Okay. Let me see. Vic Diaz says, Crowder will win that poll hands down. His following just as big as Ben Shapiro's, maybe even bigger. Yeah. Now, to say this, that's a very good point that Vic Diaz made. Stephen Crowder, amazing YouTuber. Crowder is the biggest YouTuber, conservative guy on the platform, period. He is the biggest conservative YouTuber on the platform. That's just, he's bigger than me by leaps and bounds. I'm nowhere near Crowder. He's bigger than Tim Pool. He's bigger than my brother Brandon Tatum, bigger than even Candace Owens. But he's wrong. You could be both. You could be very popular, very successful, a lot of subscribers, and also wrong. Same thing with me. I can be wrong too. Nobody is exempt from being wrong just because you got a big fan base. And I commend him for having that really big fan base. It's very entertaining. The whole Change My Mind, excellent series. Love it. But he's wrong. I'm reading some of the comments. Yeah, and then him recording the conversation with his friend Jeremy Boring, that was all a setup. So the contract talks stalled back in, I think, October, November of last year between him and Daily Wire. And by the way, he was on the Daily Wire's election coverage in November after the offer sheet was given in October, after he counteroffered for $120 million a year. So if the contract was so bad and you got to stop Bitcoin and they're so evil, why'd you go on election coverage? You were still trying to get the deal back then. And really, right now, you were still trying to get the deal, because that's why you said no names. You did not mention names because you wanted to still get that deal. You thought you could pressure Daily Wire into bending to your will. It was a negotiation tactic by you going public with that, because you knew they would respond, because you got to respond. Everybody knew it was Daily Wire. Nobody thought it was Fox for real, because Fox does not do live ad reads. And he was on Fox before. That didn't work out. He was on The Blaze before. That didn't work out. PJTV, CRTV, not a Blaze. Where else you going to go? Epoch Times? No. PragerU? Same as Daily Wire? No. Come on. We all knew it was Daily Wire, or a lot of us did. And even if we didn't know it was Daily Wire, they would get accused of being the people that gave him the offer sheet. And that's exactly what happened. People were blowing up Candace before anybody said anything about it. So Matt Walsh had to come out and get out in front of it and say, yeah, it was us, and here's what happened. I'm going to read some of the comments. Hold on. I think they didn't got stuck. There we go. There, let's read some of this. But okay, MIT says, do I have any idea why I'm losing subs? Well, that's been happening. I think what happened is a couple of things. First thing, I guess people were going to ask me, is it about Crowder? I think I lost some subs on that, but that was happening before that. I think when I stopped putting up shorts, YouTube stopped recommending my channel to get subscribed to, because a lot of my sub growth was driven by shorts, actually, not by my video content. YouTube and Instagram and everybody else wants to drive shorts because they want to compete with TikTok. That's what's happening. So it's not really about Crowder. It's more about shorts being driven and me not uploading them. But I think Crowder kind of contributed to maybe like 500 to 1,000 subs being lost. But I already had like 1,000 subs lost before that because of the shorts algorithm preference. That's pretty much what that was. And the thing about it is, if that's your friend, if I have a friend, right, and I'm trying to get into business with him, we're trying to do business together, I'll never record you and put it out to the public. I'm gonna handle whatever I got to handle behind closed doors. I wouldn't go on the internet and put out something you sent me. That's like people that post screenshot of text on their Facebook page and don't say who it was and then talk about it. It's like, but the person you screenshot it knows who it is. Why would you do that to their? It's supposed to be your friend. I've been there before. I had a friend of mine do that to me. I had a friend of mine post DMs that I sent to him. DMs. It's like, what are you doing? And I said to him, with friends like that, who needs enemies? Now later he apologized. And shout out to you. I don't want to make it be a thing between us. But he apologized for that because that was the wrong thing to do. If we're friends, you don't do that to friends. Friends may have any kind of quarrel, any kind of conflict, any kind of whatever. You handle it behind closed doors. If you got to fight, if you got to talk, whatever it is, behind closed doors. Don't try to embarrass me in front of the public or try to or try to extort me. Nah, don't do that if you're my friend. If you're not my friend, then that makes sense, huh? But anyway. Yeah, long-term friends, exactly. Long-term friends. It's like, nah, you don't do that. I would never do that. Ever, 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 ever. That's just terrible. If I got a problem with you, we're going to handle it behind closed doors, period. I don't care how egregious it is. I mean, if you done broke the law, like if you didn't broke in my house and kidnapped my dog or something, that's something different. I'm calling the federales on you. But over some money, over an offer sheet, not even the contract that's signed, an offer sheet, you're going to blast me to the public. You're going to record me. You're going to put out a website and try to get email subscribers. You're going to try to blast me to poach my subscribers on my business. You're going to try to hurt my business by recording me as a friend. Nah, that's terrible. That's absolutely terrible. And it points to his character. This is what I'm talking about. People, he's saying that he's doing it for freedom of speech. All right, freedom of speech. If it's about that, then why'd you counter offer for 120 million? If you got 120 million, it'd be no protest. There would be no free speech t-shirt. There would be no recording. There would be no out on the Daily Wire. You're doing that now because the deal fell through. You were banking on it. Now you don't know what to do. You've not been independent ever in your career. And you figure you're just trying to, you kind of fishing. You kind of fishing. That's what's going on. Crazy. Yeah, like Kanye, right? Airing out them contract grievances, trying to get out of the contract. It's crazy. It's totally crazy. All right. Oh, yeah. And then we ain't talking about where's Sven Computer at? Where's Not Gay Jared at? They can't talk. Why? Because they on the NDAs. Oh, but I thought that's like a shady businessman tactic. But Crowder could do it and it's okay. Okay, Jeremy gives them an offer sheet where they can negotiate and get terms that benefit both of them. Of course, the offer sheet is going to benefit Daily Wire more than anybody else because, well, not more than anybody else. It's going to lean in their favor because you're getting $50 million over 4 years, basketball player money. Now, again, if you don't like it, take the contract, red line what you don't like, get back to them and figure it out from there. Y'all go back and forth, get the lawyers involved if need be, and back and forth enough. That's called negotiation. And y'all meet in the middle. You might start over here and go over there. It's like going to a dealership. They gonna come up with a crazy offer talking about some, okay, here's the offer, Mr. Logan. Your 2023 Toyota Corolla lease, $1,000 per month. It's like $1,000 a month. Do better than that. Back and forth and back and forth. It's part of the game. It ain't nothing personal. It's just business. It's just business. Play the game. But let's not act like it was a bad contract overall. You're getting 50 million. Guys do not make that kind of money. You're talking about football player, basketball. You're talking about network TV, Tucker Carlson type money. Matter of fact, how much does he make? Let me see if I can find his contract. And the Daily Wire is nowhere near the money that Tucker Carlson and Fox News has. The money that Tucker Carlson is able to access through his contract from Fox is light years beyond all of the conservative alternative media combined. It's bigger than Epic Times, Turning Point, Daily Wire, all of that combined and some. So Tucker getting $35 million a year. How do you think you're going to get more or the equivalent to him as an internet personality on Daily Wire? Daily Wire has nowhere near the capital. Look, Daily Wire is owned by a fracking guy. Fox is owned by Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch, New York Post, Fox News, News Corp. That's a whole different level. You're talking about a Benz versus a yacht, a Benz versus a spaceship. It's nowhere near the same at all. Nowhere near the same at all. Okay, you're talking about guys that have unfettered access to the White House. Unfettered. They can just go in there every day. Not Matt Walsh or Ben Shapiro. Come on, be for real. Yeah, so Tucker get $35 million a year, and Crowder wanted $30 a year. That's like, okay, if Jordan's getting $30 a year, and you got some guy who's in the NBA, not a scrub, but he's kind of on the bench. What's a better way to look at this? Okay, you got LeBron versus, I don't know, a guy like Paul George, maybe not even Paul George. LeBron versus Patrick Beverly. These are NBA players. Don't get it twisted. I'm not trying to make that, but LeBron gets paid this. You can't have a guy that contributes moderately that. It just don't make no. Both in the NBA, both high level athletes, and both get paid millions of dollars, but it's a gap. It's a gap. The contract was not bad. Rakita Law is a lawyer, but not a YouTuber necessarily, and he's not necessarily somebody that understands what I understand. It's simple. And you know what? Kwame Brown, exactly, Phone and Faye. Kwame Brown versus Jordan, it ain't the same. And you know what? If I'm going to try to get any kind of conservative talent to my company, like let's say I had a Daily Wire. If I was trying to recruit new talent or sign a contract with somebody or offer somebody a deal, it wouldn't be Crowder because now I see how he operates. He wants to put you out there, put an offer sheet out there to the public, revealing numbers, airing out private business, recording me, recording his friend. No. It's like MVP for NBA versus pay for MVP for WNBA. Exactly. It's like comparing Brittany Griner to LeBron. It's like, man, come on. The draw, it just ain't the same. Crowder's a big draw. Tucker Carlson is a whole different level, an entirely different league. Let me see. Somebody says, oh, it's two good ones right here. David Masaka says 25 employees times 100,000 equals 2.5 million. Okay, well, can he pay that? Can Crowder pay that right now? If you can't pay it right now, then why is it up to Daily Wire to make that happen for him? That's his own company. You got to take care of your own company. You know, so again, if you can make more than what they're offering him, if he can make more than what they offer him, then I say keep independent. And if he can't, then I don't see what the problem is. Lonely Kiwi Bird says, ABL, Daily Wire could have accepted. Warren even said that Crowder was worth more. Why didn't DW set the counter offer? 120 million, they didn't want to accept it. That's too much money. Okay. They offered $50 million over the course of 4 years. He wanted 120 million. So they could have gone up, but not that high. He wanted more than double the initial offer. If he would have said 100 million, they probably could have met at 75, but not 120. And then on top of the 120, he wanted other things to be changed in the contract, probably the YouTube clause and stuff like that. So it was just unrealistic. It was, they got to an impasse, really. They got to an impasse. The fines are not BS. And the thing about it is, if he can make that kind of money on his own, then go do it. Why act like, and also here's this, maybe Daily Wire can't afford more than what they were offering as far as the fines and whatnot. That's all they got. So why attack them for what they can afford? It's like, look, we don't have much as far as resources. We have some money to give you this kind of money, but we don't have endless resources. Okay. So here's our offer. If I can't offer you more than that, then how is that my fault? I just don't have it. Again, if they would have had more money and gave it to him, it wouldn't have been no problem. No problem. Rakita Law, he knows more than me on this. Maybe you agree with him on this, but that doesn't mean he knows more than me. That's just your opinion. And that's fine to have an opinion. Now, as far as being banned, it was just going to be a penalty. It wasn't going to be outright loss. So put it to you this way. If I get banned from YouTube, I lose all my YouTube money. There's no money coming in. I don't have a Daily Wire to pay me a baseline amount because of a contract that I signed with them in case I get banned. If I get banned, all the money stops. If he was to get banned under their contract, he still has a baseline pay. I think it was like a 20% drop if YouTube got banned. So he's still getting 80% of his money. So I don't really understand. I don't understand the problem. It's so weird. Yeah, Tucker has 2.166 million viewers per show. Yeah, Tucker's a whole different a whole different game. Tucker's in a whole different league. I mean, that's just what that is. All right, let me see. I'm reading some of the comments. Y'all give me a second. And I know people are saying move on, but it's a really big topic. And I think beyond this week, it'll probably be over with. I think It'll probably still continue next week because he's going on Tim Pool and he's going to ask some very tough questions like, did you counter offer? Why did you record your friend? Okay. What was wrong with the actual thing? Why'd you buy the domain name for Stop Bitcoin in December 2022 when you put out the phone call January 2023 that you recorded January 2023? Why'd you do that? So who ask some very tough questions? All right. I'm reading some of the comments. Please stop spamming. I see one comment from Otsel Chops who says, what else are conservatives not talking about for a bigger paycheck? Oh, I mean, that's not, see, you got it kind of twisted. Everybody censors themselves on YouTube. Crowder too. That's why he has the Mug Club. He says it. He's like, look, if you want the real spicy content, go to my website, go to the Mug Club. We all do that because when you're on a YouTube, you can't just say whatever you want to say. You got to play their game. This is their platform. That's why I have my website. That's why I have social media accounts. Like I can say different things on Twitter because they're not as strict with certain things you say. Okay. Same thing with the website. I can post whatever kind of video as long as it's not illegal. Okay. I can post whatever kind of video I want on there and it's all good on my website. On Twitter, I can say whatever I want because it's less restrictive when it comes to just saying spicy things. It's not as bad on Twitter. But here on YouTube, I can't do whatever I want on YouTube. Prime example, I don't curse anyway, but if I was to curse on YouTube in the first minute or so, demonetized right away. That video at least, not the whole channel. But on Twitter, you could cuss up a storm and it's not going to be a problem. You won't get a tweet deleted or banned for cursing. You see what I'm saying? So you can say different things in different places, be strategic and be smart. Don't just say, I'm going to do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it because I'm a rebel and big tech can't censor me. That's not being smart. That's just being chaotic for no reason. Okay. Say what you want to say in the appropriate place. Okay. That's like me going to somebody's grandma's house, putting my feet on the table, cussing up a storm, chicken wings on the ground. I'm not respecting where I am, but if I'm at a hold down or if I'm at a barbecue or something like that outside, then I can do that. But I can't do that at Meemaw's house now, can I? Does that mean I'm being censored? Does that mean I'm not doing whatever I want to do? Does that mean, I'm weak and I'm whack? No, it means that I have home training and common sense. Same thing here. I know on YouTube, I can't just do whatever I want, but I can on my website. That's why I got it. Does it make sense or no? And again, everybody, Crowder included, does that. Everybody, Temple does that, got the website. Crowder got the Mug Club. I got my website. Candace got her website. Everybody does it. So the guidelines on the contract. River Mouse says, ABL just said if he gets banned from YouTube, he gets no money. He makes some money from his website. Well, I make less money on the website, but you got to understand, I got to have something to drive it. So if the main driver of the traffic on the website is a YouTube, then I'll lose traffic. Now, I also have Facebook. I can do instant articles and stuff like that. I have Twitter and I got my Instagram. So I can drive some people to the website, but it won't be as many as a YouTube. That's going to be the biggest platform. That's just, it's common sense. Like, is it hard to understand? I don't understand. But I don't want to be disrespectful, so I apologize for that. I'm just saying that I think a lot of guys don't understand the way this business works. They don't understand it. So when they see Crowder talking, they just want to believe him because they like him, because they're big fans of his. But they don't really understand this whole business and the way things work. It's just simple. It's just simple. But I'm gonna try to find the terms of the contract right quick because somebody asked for that. Seek the Light says the problem is unrealistic docs of advertisers. If some company don't like Crowder, they choose to not advertise even if he didn't say anything. The penalty was to take effect. I mean, that's going to happen regardless because YouTube is like that. That's why you can get the demonetized on a particular video. Prime example: if you're saying some things that gets a flag or it's in a certain category YouTube doesn't like, you get either the yellow symbol or you get the red cross through. If you get the red cross through, it's fully demonetized, no ads on the video. That could even be a strike. You might get a strike actually from YouTube for doing something like that. But if you get the yellow, you get limited ads. So you may have some ads on the video, but it won't be that much. You'll make less money. It's the same thing that they're talking about in the contract that's already baked into YouTube. So it's nothing different other than what is already going on. Okay. And again, if he's already demonetized fully on YouTube, he has to rely on the ads to make money. How else do you make money? From the Mud Club people, from Daily Wire Plus people? Yes, that's one stream of revenue. But if you want to get $50 million, you got to have all the streams of revenue working like clockwork. Everything got to be pumping. You can't just say, oh, well, let me get the Mud Club money. That will not get you that kind of money. You need Mud Club money, Daily Wire Plus, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify. All of that got to be cracking and rolling. Everything. Then you got to put money into marketing, advertising, compliance, lawyers, all of that stuff to get that kind of money and keep it and not lose it through litigation and not lose it through strikes and other kind of weird stuff and not lose it through your website being down for a day and you can't have anybody sign up to the website. You can't have anybody watch the content and people are unsubbing. Do I make sense here, or am I just talking just to be talking? All right. Let me see. Inferno Machine says, Crowder says he did this to protect upcoming streamers, but if Daily Wire would have accepted his counter offer, he wouldn't have kept quiet. Exactly. Exactly. If it was about protecting streamers, then he would have done that right then when the offer was made back in October. Why wait till now? And after a failed attempt at counter offering, if the counter offer would have got accepted, $30 million a year, you wouldn't have heard one word about it. He would have took that money and shut his fat mouth. Okay, I'm getting triggered, so y'all got to pardon me for some of the offensive language. Let me let me find the terms of the deal right quick. Let me find the Daily Wire. Okay, so here we go. All right. So this says ad drop. Well, hold on. Matter of fact, let me just see if I can do it this way. This might be better to read it. It's kind of grayed out, but that's just the way they did it on their thing. So let's do this. Okay, so this is part of the contract we're talking about. Section, what's this? It says reduction of fee from lost revenue from boycotts, content strikes, or bans from major social media platforms. A, ad drop. If Crowder is boycotted or dropped by more than 50% of his then extant advertising partners, that is 50% of the revenue from those partners, and the company is not able to replace them within 90 days, then the fee will be reduced by 25% until such time as the ad revenue has been restored for 90 days. So what this means is if he's boycotted or the ad revenue drops for 3 months, they won't give him a penalty. They'll still pay him his full fee for 3 months. But if after 3 months, the money does not come back that was already there, then it'll be a 25% drop. He still is getting 75% of his money that he was going to get originally, although they are not getting as much. You see what I'm saying? And then they're going to rescind the fee or the penalty when the ads come back in full. The next one, content strike. If any of the major platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, issues a content strike other than a company-wide content strike, such that the Crowder content cannot be monetized on such platform and the company is not able to resolve the issue within 90 days, then the fee will be reduced to 25% from that point forward. Same thing. So let's say there's a strike on YouTube and you're not able to upload or you can't, you can't monetize or whatever it is in 90 days. After a 3-month period again, then it'll be 25%. Still, in 3 months, you're still getting paid your full fee. Although you're not monetized on YouTube, you're not monetized on Spotify, you're still getting your full fee. But after a 3-month period, then 25%. How is this unfair? If it's me and I'm demonetized on YouTube, I lose all my money until I can get it back or do something else. All the money's gone. I don't get 3/4 of my money still paid to me. Or the money that I was promised in the contract that could be higher than what I would make on my own. I don't understand where's the unfairness at? I don't get it. If it's me, I'm independent, and I get demonetized on YouTube, I get $0. He's still getting 3/4 of all his money he was guaranteed in the contract for 3 months. And then after the 3 months, it's only a 25% drop. But with me, it's a 100% drop immediately, right away. Please explain to me how that's unfair. Please explain how that's unfair. They're giving them free money. Man, please. That's crazy. Okay, and then the next one, ban. If the Crowder content cannot be released on any of the major platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, because of Crowder or his content being banned from those platforms, then if it would be reduced by, if YouTube 20%, Apple Podcasts 20%, if Facebook 10%, or Spotify 10%. So that's if he gets banned totally. Like, let's say he gets removed from YouTube. They'll say it's a 20% drop in revenue or a 20% drop in his fee that he would get paid from Daily Wire. Again, if you get dropped by YouTube totally, there's no videos coming out, no ad reads happening, nothing. They're losing money on that deal that they give you. Where's the unfairness? Where's the unfairness? I'm struggling to find it. Y'all please let me know in the comments. Where's the unfairness? Again, if I get banned from YouTube, that the 20% right there is 100% immediately, right away, instantly. Instantly. Maybe I can make some money from my Instagram trying to, push some merch or the little Reels bonus to give you a little $100 a month. Or I can make money on Facebook perhaps or somewhere else, not on YouTube though. Not 80% of my money I still get. That's 80% of the contract fee, which is probably going to be higher than what I would have made anyway. That money, the 80%, will probably be higher than what I would make on YouTube from the ads and my ad reads. So y'all please tell me if I'm wrong. Please, I want somebody to tell me. Y'all please just tell me. Y'all let me know. Because I really want to know. Man, the point is he wanted more money, and he's trying to play on your love for Crowder. If you like Steven Crowder, he's trying to play on that. He's trying to manipulate you, and I understand. I get it, because if you like somebody, you want to see the best in them. You want to think the best about them, but sometimes people we love do bad things. This is one of those cases. Y'all know me. I don't really like Crowder like that. Because I knew this about him already. I already knew all this. To me, this is nothing new. I knew how he treats people. I knew all of that behind the scenes. But I keep my mouth shut because I'm no hater. I'm not trying to out people or nothing like that. But he outed himself. There's a lot of guys out there that you might like, I don't like. I hear so many stories. I keep my mouth shut. I'm not a gossiper or a hater. But this right here is ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. And you want to try to out Daily Wire, attacking everybody over there, talking about I'm doing it for the little guy. Please. You're doing it for yourself. When's the last time you ever put anybody on this platform? Not Gay Jarrett? Where's he at? Zen Computer? Where he's at? Who is a guy that Crowder uplifted from his platform? You tell me. I'm getting triggered. But I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Why was it good for him to bring it out to the light? You say you can't agree with me. Why was it good to air this out? Where's the unfairness in this? So if he gets banned from YouTube and the money that YouTube makes is no longer there, Daily Wire still pays me 80% of the money after a 3-month period. If it's me and I'm just a YouTuber, like Crowder is essentially, and I get banned from YouTube, all the money gone instantly, but he still gets paid. How is it unfair? And 50 million And that was the initial offer. It would have been higher than 50 million. It probably would have been about 75 to 80 million dollars. Don't tell me getting paid $80 million for your all right YouTube content is a slap in the face, or you getting robbed or it's slavery. Be for real. All right, I'm triggered for real. He explained it, but am I right or wrong? No. He explained it, but am I right or wrong? Let's talk about am I right or wrong. He had his point of view, and that's great. But just listen to what I'm saying and don't be blinded by your love for Crowder. Am I right or wrong? Crowder is not above YouTube. Like, is he on TV? Like, is he have a TV show that he's on? Where is he at? It ain't nothing wrong being a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber. I'm not trying to say that's a bad thing. YouTube is a very big platform. It's huge. People make millions of dollars on YouTube. He was going to make millions of dollars from Daily Wire as a YouTuber. He is not above YouTube. Joe Rogan, above YouTube. Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, above YouTube. Crowder is not above YouTube, period. All right, I'm gonna read the comments. Okay. Thank you. You say I'm right? Thank you. I appreciate it. My bias to Daily Wire. What bias? All I said right there was facts. I'm going through. I'm just going through the contract and just pointing it out from my point of view. Okay, I'm just pointing it out. I'm gonna move forward here in a little bit. We got more topics. Then I'm gonna get to the calls. Real Life Riddle says he had 300,000 people that subscribed to Mug Club, a paid subscription. He was bringing plenty of money to the table without the ad revenue, merch, or YouTube, and he has already been demonetized. Okay, well, let's talk about that. The Mug Club belongs to The Blaze, not Steven Crowder. He does not have those subscribers. The Blaze has those subscribers. The Blaze had them over there, and they still got them. That's why he's trying to go to the email subscriber route to get people that he's trying to get those people that are over there over to him. But he doesn't have that right now. He does not have the setup on his website for the Mug Club. That belongs to The Blaze, not him. And he doesn't really know how many subs are over there. He's guessing 300,000. He don't know that because that's The Blaze information. They've not shared that with him. What you said right there, 300K, that's a random number. He does not know how many people over there, number one. And number two, if he has so much money, then why does he need a Daily Wire to pay him any money? Why not do it on your own? If he already has a Mug Club set up and it belongs to him, then he's straight. He has his little business set up. He's getting plenty of money. He's getting ad reads. Why do you need Daily Wire? Because he does not have the Mug Club. He does not have the ad reads and whatnot set up. That was all The Blaze. He's not an independent person. And it's okay to admit that because it's not for everybody to be independent, do things on your own by yourself. I do it. I thrive by myself. I don't like working in a team. I do better by myself, but Crowder does better with a team. All right. But anyway, I digress. I digress. Let me see. I'm going to just read the comments and then I'm going to move on. Yeah, 300K is a random number. So yeah, shout out to Candace Owens. I didn't get to her, but she did a great job on Tim Pool and also on her show. She has a great show, by the way. Y'all check it out on her YouTube channel, also on Daily Wire. No ad, no plug. I don't have any sponsors except for what I put in my description. Patriot Post and me. That's really it. my website. That's who sponsored me. Me. All right, let me see. And also, people trying to say, well, I ain't gonna say that. But again, I like being independent. Lola Kiwi Bird said, with the Daily Wire contract, Carter lost 60% of his revenue. How you know that? Where's the number coming from? Where's the number coming from that he would have lost 60% of his revenue? Miranda Panda says, I'm comparing myself to Steven Crowder. Hilarious. No, I'm not. I said that he's way above me. What are you talking about? Let's not make up lies. I said that Crowder is like the biggest conservative on the platform. I'm nowhere near that level. And I don't even really care about that. I'm not egotistical like that. I don't have an ego like that. And one thing about me, I don't really care. People talking about, oh, he better than you, she better than you. Great for them. I do my own thing. I'm by myself, work by myself, stay by myself. That's me. I'm a lone wolf. I don't care what the next guy's doing. I couldn't care less. Congratulations. If they do well, congratulations. But what I don't like is liars and phonies and manipulators, people that do bad business, people that treat people poorly. I don't like bullies. I don't like people that are out here just doing the wrong thing. If you're doing well for yourself and you got a good business plan and you know, rocking and rolling, I say rock on, young man, rock on. But I don't like liars and manipulators and thieves and con artists and stuff like that. Well, I'm pointing that out all day because I don't like people that support me and other people getting played or getting gaslit or lied to. That is where I draw the line. I couldn't care less if you are successful. That's great. You know, some people are kind of offended or not offended. They're kind of afraid of people coming in and doing very well. They think that it's like one pot of gold. And if one guy does well, he'll take from that pot of gold and they can't get it. That's not how I look at things. I don't compete with anyone other than myself. And I've always been like that my whole life. Since I've been a little boy, I always walked to the beat of my own drum. Always been like that. That's just my personality. Anybody that knows me know it. They know, you know, Anthony, he's just different. He's just different. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think I'm finished with that for now. Until somebody call me, and then I'm gonna go off on them if they try to argue. Oh, we'll get to the calls later. In about a half hour, 45 minutes, we get to calls. And when the calls come on in about a half hour, 45 minutes, if anyone disagrees, feel free to call a little bit later. Not right now, because the number's not on, the phone lines are not open, so don't try to call right now and skip the line. It ain't going to work. But a little bit later, you call me, we can talk about it. I won't interrupt you. I won't scream over you. You can get your piece out for a couple minutes, and then I'll get my piece out, and it'll be nice and calm and cool and respectful. All right? So we'll get to that a little bit later, but I'll move forward for right now. Yeah, I don't hate on nobody. You know, I'm a congratulator. Anybody that's doing well, I big them up. Anybody, you know, Brandon Tatum, that's my brother right there. I look up to him, although I'm older than him, because of what he's doing and what he's got going on. Same thing with Candace. I look up to all of them. They try to put us like in compete with each other. Nah, he's doing very well. He's excellent. Has a radio show. Anytime anybody succeeds, that's a good person. I'm proud personally. I support them. I root them on because I'm not a hater. I want all of us to rise and succeed. Everybody. If you do good business, you're a good person. I root for you. But if you're a bad person, man, you got to go. You got to go, man. I don't like that. And the thing I hate the most is bullies, the people that do their friends badly. I don't like that. I stand up to the person that's being bullied. I'm like the person that would fight the bully. Simple. But I move on. If you like what you heard so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now, where else am I at? I got more I need to get to. We'll get back to Crowder a little bit later, but I want to move forward. Okay, we got a positive story, a feel-good story to change the mood, right? Shout out to my main man in Utah, the plastic surgeon, the hero doctor. Excuse me. Now, we all know that a lot of kids were forced to get the C19 vax to go to school, daycare, stuff like that. But they were forced to get the vax card, not necessarily the vax itself, okay? So this hero doctor and his staff out there handed out at least 2,000 fake C19 cards. So what they did was they ordered a bunch of C19 doses from the federales. We'll talk about that in a minute. They ordered a bunch of these doses from the feds. And if you were a parent or if you were a parent and you wanted your kid or yourself to get a fake vax card, he'll hook you up. It's like, yo, $50, that's it. I got you. Come on in the office. I'll have the vax. I'm going to just squirt it in the drain. Okay. I'm going to squirt it in the drain, throw that away. I'm going to give you a saline shot, which ain't nothing but water. It's salt water, like IV fluid. It's harmless, totally harmless. I'm going to give you that. Or I'll give the kids that if they want it. So they think they're vaxxed, but they're not. You're an adult. I'm going to just squirt it in the drain, no shot, and you go about your business. 2,000 of these fake vax cards for the people. Now, this is actually pretty common. I heard about these stories a lot during the pandemic. I was hearing about some of the drive-through spots doing this. You go to the little drive-through spot with a little canopy on it, a little white canopy. You pull up, slide the girl about $100 or something like that. Yo, squirt it on the ground, give me your card. And they would do just that. Squirt it on the ground, no shot. They give them the card. They go about their business. They go about their business, no vax. And you see what the headline says. Utah plastic surgeon charged for tossing 2,000 C-19 vaccines, giving kids saline shots instead of the real thing if they're anti-vax parents. It's always a pejorative. If they're anti-vax parents requested it and selling fake vaccine cards for $50 a pop. Okay. And it wasn't a big moneymaker. They made about $100,000 on it. I mean, that's okay, but 2,000 shots at $100,000. I mean, they could have just as easily given them the shot for the same price, but whatever. It wasn't a big moneymaker, $100,000, especially for a plastic surgeon. You got to think, a plastic surgeon, you make a lot of money off the surgeries. People getting BBLs and liposuction and whatnot. Those are very expensive. You could do 4 BBLs and make that kind of money right there from 2,000 C-19 shots, but I digress. Now, he's being charged with a crime. That's him right there, the hero, Michael J. Kurt Moore, and that's one of the nurses. And I think it was 3 other nurses. If I'm not mistaken, it was 1, 2, yeah. So I think it might have been 4 nurses or staff members total, and then the doctor, the actual plastic surgeon, Michael Moore. Now, let's get to, so this is what they actually bought from the government, and not bought, this is what they were given by the government. The government paid the $28,000 for this, not them, if I'm not mistaken. They ordered this, but the government paid the $28,000. You see what I'm saying? Because according to the indictment, they took close to 2,000 vaccines that the government paid $28,000 and poured them down the drains of their offices and sold fake vaccine cards for $50 each for a total of $96,850. Now, I want to know who snitched. Who was the snitch? Was it a Fed in there getting a shot, trying to do a sting operation? At a certain point, it's like, yo, don't even do all that. Just let us operate how you're going to operate, okay? If I want to get a vax card or something like that, just let it rock. Because the whole thing with the vax cards was dumb anyway. I mean, for real, I can make them right now on my computer. I'm a graphic designer. I can make those right now on my computer and give it to you. You wouldn't know the difference. It's real talk. Let me get one and scan it. I can design it, create it, and mass produce it. Remember when they had back years ago? This is many years ago. A lot of you guys are pretty young, might not know about this, but KFC was giving out free dinners. I don't know if it was nationwide. I know it was in Virginia. This might have been 2008, 2009, right around then. But KFC was giving out free dinners, but you had to have this flyer, the sheet of paper. And at the time, what was I doing? Making flyers. So my man Bird, I said his name, but Bird don't care. Bird, what he did was put them on the copier we got in the back. And we had a whole stack of them. we had a whole stack of those papers, a whole stack of those flyers to get the free dinner. Man, we were tearing KFC up. Man, it was crazy. Like, that was a bad move. But I'm saying the point is, you can fake these cards all you want to. It's not difficult to do. And anybody really going to stop you? Like, there's so much stupid stuff going on, so many dumb things the government does try and stop people from operating and living that always get violated. It's just so silly, man. It's so silly. I mean, stuff like this. Anyway. Now, so they had the Johnson & Johnson, almost 1,000 Johnson & Johnson vax got squirted in the drain. Excuse me, let me sneeze right quick. But almost 1,000 Johnson & Johnson got put in the drain. There you go. Excuse me. But almost 1,000 of these got put in the drain. This was a great service because we all know how bad Johnson & Johnson was. Look how cheap that was. And you got to ask yourself, how many of these Johnson & Johnson vaccines were given to these hospitals, excuse me, because it was cheap? It's the cheapest one out of all of them. Moderna, Pfizer Pediatric, it's the cheapest one. But it's the most ordered, probably because it was the cheapest. So squirting 1,000 of these under the drain was a good service because we all know that the Johnson & Johnson vax was the worst. All of them are bad, but the J&J was absolute worst. It's so bad that they stopped production recently, or they slowed it down. Thank you for the blessing me. I appreciate you. They slowed it down recently because it's so unpopular, and it has many adverse effects, more than all the other C-19 shots, okay? This was a great service. Now, the charge they got was destroying government property. Now, why is squirting a vax down the drain considered destroying government property? So does the government own the C-19 technology? I mean, the vaccine technology? Does the government own Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson? Can y'all figure that out for me? I mean, I know the government bought it, but was it theirs before they bought it or what? Like, how does it really work? I don't really understand. Okay, if the government has a building in which they supply paper and not burn the paper, is that destroying government property? How does that really work? How are you charged with that particular quote unquote crime? Is there a patent that the government has on them? They do own it, yes. Well, hey, I got my answer. I got my answer. J&J was the worst since it didn't use mRNA. You need to read up on it. Wow. Do they own you if you get it? Very good question. If you get the vax, does the government own you? Very, very good question. All right. So there's more because they got specific charges. Let me see. Hold on. They got paid on PayPal and Venmo, which is not the right thing to do because they're going to track those payments. You know, the federales can look at all that. If you get any kind of digital money, they can track all of that. They can't track that cash though, at least not yet. Let me see. So they have all been charged with conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to convert, sell, convey, and dispose of government property, and conversion, sale, conveyance, and disposal of government property, and aiding and abetting. And they can face a maximum 5 years in the penitentiary. But rather than going to the penitentiary, there should be some kind of Nobel Peace Prize. There should be some kind of medal of honor for doing this for these kids and for these adults, because they're coming out now and saying that, oh, it might be a little bit dangerous and there's a risk of myocarditis and pericarditis. And if you're over the age of 65, there's a link to heart attacks and stuff like this and strokes and all this jazz. The government saying this now. So the crimes they're being charged with are not anything about malpractice. It's not about that. It won't be a lawsuit for malpractice because the patients requested this. They did not give fake vaccines without consent. So it's not malpractice. It's just the government that is saying we are offended. So check it out. The government is the victim, not you. You got what you wanted. The government's a victim, and the people that are actually got the fake vax by request are not going to be arrested. As far as I know, you're going to arrest 2,000 regular normies. You're going to arrest little kids, Meemaw, Pawpaw, and all of that for getting the fake vax card. Is that what you're going to do? I think not. You're going to try to arrest the doctors because the government got offended at what's going on. They want you to use their vax. They don't want you to take their vax and shoot it in the drain. You want to put it in the arm. They want to control you that way. It's crazy. That's right, A-Fish. Follow Hippocratic oath. Do no harm. First, do no harm. He followed that oath to the T because saline ain't nothing but salt water. It won't hurt you at all. It's totally harmless. But that vax will harm you for sure. That vax will harm you. Now, I don't know if they gave any real vaccines at this place, but I don't think so. It's a plastic surgery facility, so they probably weren't really set up to do the vaccine necessarily. It probably was just like a hush-hush thing, like, hey, go over there to Mr. Moore, he'll hook you up. It probably was that kind of thing going on, but we'll see. Oh, yeah, Ivana, you photoshopping the cards? Yeah, it's easy. Like, you get a card, like, it's easy to Photoshop, and if you got to laminate it and whatnot, it's easy. I get a 100-pound text, put it in the printer over there. I got a laser, put it over there in the laser. 100-pound text. If I gotta put it in if I gotta laminate it, I can buy one of those on Amazon, laminate it, cut it. Yeah, that's super easy. I could do that all day long. I've seen all kind of stuff people have forged. I won't name no names. I don't want to, because I get to talking, I get to oversharing, because I got some stories about that too, but I can't talk about that. That's classified. The KFC thing, that was okay. It wasn't too bad. It's just like a little piece of chicken from 15 years ago. But I got some stories about some actual fraud that I saw with some people changing and flubbing stuff I can't talk about though. But yeah, that is all the time it happens. All the time. Yeah, and the PPP loans, oh my goodness. Like they said, the majority of that was fraud. I've heard about that too. And the thing about PPP loans, you had regular normies that don't even do crime, that don't do the credit card scams. You had regular people talking about they want to get in on it. It's like, man, you need to stop. You are going to get prosecuted. You have no idea what you're doing. No idea. But me, I was always an angel. I never did nothing crazy like that. I got a KFC dinner for free, but that's it. It wasn't a big deal. I never did no kind of fraud or nothing like that. But I saw that a lot. All right. I saw plenty of that. Yeah, but shout out to them. Hey, thank you to my man Anton Daniels for coming through the stream. Shout out to Anton Daniels. Love the show. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. Y'all subscribe to Anton Daniels. I didn't see you in here, boss. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. All right. And do I have more topics I want to get to before we get to super chats and then the live calls? Let me see where I'm at right quick. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Yeah, I know I'm great, man. Somebody says, look at you all gray. Yeah, I know I'm great, Rudy, man, but I think it's just a family thing. I think my dad was great early too. I think he just kind of concealed it until he got to be older. But yeah, I'm 38 years old, man. I don't know what happened. I think it's hereditary. But hey, you know what? The ladies love it. I ain't tripping. Cause they think I'm old, but I don't look old physically. You see what I'm saying? So they think I'm older than what I am, but I look good for my age because I'm actually younger. So it works out well for me. It works out well. And I'm tall, so it was good. Anyway, shout out to you guys for being here. Oh, the trans gym ban. Okay, let's talk about this right quick. Then I'm gonna get super chats. Okay, then I'm gonna get to that. Have you guys seen this? It was two people that I'm gonna talk about, but the first person, it's like, man, if you don't go ahead, if you don't stop, sir, hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up right quick. Man, come on, Clown War. You deleted that tweet. Come on, you can't be doing that. But I'll put it up myself. Hold on. What was it? I got to find it on Twitter. Here we go. Matt Wall, shout out to you, sir. All right, check it out. Look at this right here. Hold on. So this is BC, Canada, British Columbia, Canada, at a women's only gym. This person tried to go to women's only gym. They signed up for it, but I think they probably did it on the phone or something like that. So I'm not married anymore. I'm not married no more. So don't nobody say, "Oh, you're married." I'm telling your wife. Tell her all you want to. I ain't married no more. But anyway, so BC, Canada, women's gym. They probably signed up on the phone. But once Peter Griffin, John Goodman, John Candy showed up, they're like, wait a minute. you're not in the right place. Hold on, look at some sound.
28-year-old Bridget Klein Simpson has identified as a woman for years, and she wants to get into better shape, so she went to the bodywork.
Do y'all see this? I mean, come on. Like, you know, and when we had the whole gay marriage thing, I saw this coming. I'm like, you know what? This is, what you're going to have is a slippery slope. It's like a ball rolling downhill, right? It rolls downhill. The hill is right here. Gay marriage is right there. We're like at the midway point of the hill. At the base of the hill, we know what's there. We know what's at the base of the hill. We know what's there. It starts with a P. It ends with an edophile. Okay? We know what's there. Gay marriage right here. This person right here, identifying as female, is center of the hill. They wanted to go to women's only gym. They were rejected, and this is their story.
Works gym for women in Parksville for membership. Klein Simpson says she was initially welcomed, but after one workout, she was informed she was not allowed at the women's only gym.
Saying, sorry, we made a mistake. You're not actually allowed to be here, but you're more than welcome to use the co-ed facility. And I kind of just hung up because I was devastated.
Look, I mean, come on. So you can't go to the women's only gym. You're devastated. Why not go to the co-ed place? That is a solution for trans people, right? Look, you don't identify as a male. You don't want to be in the men's only gym. Okay, cool. You're not a biological woman, so you can't go to the XX side of the game. You can't go over there in their gym. Okay, so go to the co-ed space where there's no, division between male, female, trans, whatever. Go over there. You don't want to do that. I wonder why you don't want to do that. I wonder why this person is not wanting to go to the co-ed space. Why does this person want to go to the women's only space? You tell me. I'm not going to make assumptions. You guys just let me know what you think in the comments. Why does this person want to go to the women's only gym? Anybody got anything for that? I mean, come on. Come on. This is crazy. Yeah, I know, TJ. They be going to the women's competitions, the women's fitness competitions. So you got like top lady boys in the fitness competitions for women. It's crazy. These big crazy shoulders and legs and arms and everything else competing against women. Women are about 5'4", 5'3" on average. Men 5'8", 5'9". Unfair already. Okay, upper body strength totally different than a woman's. It's not right. I was not joking. Peter Griffin. If Peter and Meg did a merge like Dragon Ball Z, that's what you get right there. If they fuse together, there you go. Meg. Shut up, Meg. That's what you got right there. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't want nobody to get offended. But I'm going to say this, though. Anybody, I don't care who you are. You can get these jokes. You could be black, white, Puerto Rican candy stripe, gay, straight, skinny, fat, in between, muscular, non-muscular, athletic, non-athletic, wheelchair, no wheelchair. You getting jokes, man. I don't care. I will joke on myself. I'll joke on me for an hour if I have to. I'm dedicated to this joke, to the joking stuff. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all the good. Now I got another video for you guys. Now, that video, the person was upset about not being able to go to the women's part of the gym. Now, is it about them trying to get access to women because they can't do it normally? Or is it about money? It could be a combination of both. Now, I got a video for you guys that displays what I think is the money part of it. Because there was a lawsuit from a person in
a local
this same kind of situation. Somebody's trans, they can't go to the women's part of the gym, and then they want to sue. Okay? Now we get into, now we're bringing the lawyers in it. Now we get the money involved.
Transgender woman has won a discrimination settlement with an East County gym.
The case was taken on by the ACLU after Kristen Wood was denied access to the women's facilities at Crunch Fitness in El Cajon. News 8's Amanda Shotsky has more on what happened and what the gym will change moving forward.
Believe it or not, Kristen Woods is still a member here at Crunch Fitness, and she says despite the legal battles, the gym has been a positive part of her life. If you ask Kristen Wood about Crunch Fitness in El Cajon, you'll most likely hear a glowing review.
I desperately love my instructors and my fellow students.
So this is Kristen, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's a person's name. I'm seeing Carl Winslow. I'm seeing Carl Winslow. I'm seeing Danny Glover Riggs. That's why I see right here.
Wood credits the gym's aquatic center with her significant weight loss over the last decade.
I lost 144 pounds, and it absolutely saved my life.
Now, before I keep on going, that is great. Congratulations, 144 pounds. That's amazing. Riggs. Anyway.
So you might be surprised to learn that today, Wood is celebrating winning a legal battle over the Crunch Fitness location, suing the facility for discriminating against her because she is transgender.
They go Carl Winslow right there, back in his heyday on Family Matters right there. So you got a camera and everything, about to go shoot a scene. But that's a really big drop in weight. So hats off for that, for losing the weight. But the rest of this stuff, trying to sue the gym after you lost the weight, is crazy.
A case taken up by the ACLU.
They just put up barrier after barrier after barrier.
After 9 years with the gym, Wood notified them that she was transitioning and would need access to the women's facilities. But when she presented management with proof of her legal name and gender change, things didn't go as planned.
I brought my paperwork out here to show them and was immediately told.
Somebody said Cleveland Brown. Hey, Daddy.
No, not quite so fast. Have you? And they pointed at my nether regions and said, have you had the surgery yet?
It took over 7 months and
my nether regions.
2 verbal assaults in the men's room before Wood was finally granted access to the female locker rooms and restrooms, something she should have never been denied according to California law.
Under California law, it is extremely clear that all businesses are required to allow trans people to use the restrooms and the locker rooms that align.
Hey, not Al Roker, though. That's crazy. Shout out to Al Roker.
With their gender identity.
Unfortunately, this story is all too common in the trans community. A study out of UCLA found nearly 70% of transgender people have experienced discrimination while trying to use public restrooms. As part of Wood's settlement, the gym has agreed that all its employees will undergo anti-discrimination training.
What are you hoping comes from this?
That nobody else goes through this.
It is important to know.
So the point of this video was to show that there was a settlement. There was a lawsuit and a settlement. And you're going to see more of this. You see more of it. You guys that are not trans, guys that are not gay or nothing, will be like, you know what? Now I identify as trans. Now I identify as gay. Now I identify as whatever. And the whole point is to get some money. I'm going to just flip one day. Okay, I've been going to Planet Fitness for 15 years, and I'm going to just change. Boom. Now, can I go to women's restroom or nah? Oh, nah, it's going to be a problem. Now we got an issue. It's the same thing. Remember the whole the gay wedding cake thing? They went all over the country trying to find a shop that will refuse them. They were trying to get somebody hemmed up to make it be a legal battle for some political stuff, to get some money, and to try and challenge the system. It always happens. It's not difficult to really. It's for a few reasons, or at least 2 reasons. The first reason is because they want to get money, obviously. The second is because of political reasons. I want to challenge this and get it to the Supreme Court and ultimately work in my favor. If I got a liberal court and I could change something and there's nothing happening right now, I'm going to just go and do this to force it to happen. I got money behind me. I got lawyers behind me. Have you guys seen that show on Netflix? I've not finished watching it, but it's called something about Pepsi. You owe me a jet, something like that. And then that guy was suing Pepsi to get a jet. Long story, but anyway, it took a long time because he had money behind him. He had a sugar daddy, basically. And then the guy was bankrolling money. Michael Avenatti got involved. It was crazy. This is back in the 90s, though, before Avenatti became the creepy porn lawyer. But anyway, he had the money to be able to keep going and going and going. And you got guys out here that are like that. They got money from a backer or themselves. They'll keep going and going and going. Lawsuit, lawsuit, lawsuit. Then it's Supreme Court time. Then it gets to the point of being on Capitol Hill, and they're debating about it. That's how they do. That's how they do. Pepsi points, yeah. Ain't never got the jet. I didn't even finish it. Spoiler alert. Nah, I'm playing. So, yeah, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Okay, Super Chat Zone, Jack, I'm going to get to those. I cover all my main topics, if I'm not mistaken. Do I have more videos to show you guys? I might have some more videos for you right quick. Y'all give me a second. See if I can dig something up for you right quick. There's more I could cover, but they're kind of dark topics. I don't want to go too dark tonight. Have a little bit of fun. Because we got a heavy topic earlier with the whole Crowder thing. It was pretty heavy. So I don't want to be too heavy. You know what I mean? I kind of want to just keep it kind of light. So let me see if I can find some videos and then I keep on moving here. All right. Hey, you know what? I saw a good clip from Tucker Carlson. This is a very interesting clip. I'm not sure if I agree with about everything about nicotine and cigarette smoke, but this is very interesting. Watch this clip and just think about it. I know it might be offensive to some people because they like weed, they like all that kind of good stuff, but watch this and think about it for a moment.
They don't care about your health. They closed the gyms during COVID. Anyone who closed a gym during a pandemic that killed people who were fat clearly doesn't care about your health at all. They hate nicotine. They love THC. They're promoting weed to your children, but they're not letting you use tobacco or even non-tobacco nicotine delivery devices, which don't cause cancer. Why do they hate nicotine? Because nicotine frees your mind, and THC makes you compliant and passive. That's why they hate it.
Hey, so give me your thoughts about that video. I know that's going to be kind of controversial. I know weed is like one of those things that either you kind of love it or hate it. So y'all let me know what you think about that. Like, what's your opinion about? I think I'm not really a weed guy or a cigarette guy, but I see where he's coming from. It's like, okay, why try to ban menthol specifically, but at the same time you're going to promote weed? I don't understand. I don't really get it. And I'm not talking about being addicted to it, because you could be hooked to anything, really, be honest with you. Some things are more than others. Some things could be like chemically dependent, like heroin, obviously, fentanyl, any kind of opiate derivative could be like physically addicting. But you could be hooked on weed if you are dependent upon it. If you got something going on in your mind, something going on in your life, where you need some kind of crutch to get through it, you can have that happen to you. But give me your thoughts about it. Weed's no big deal. How about menthol cigarettes? And if you're going to ban menthol, why not just ban cigarettes? Why menthol specifically? I don't really understand. So one thing I know about people that smoke cigarettes, they say it's for their stress. I never liked smoking cigarettes. That wasn't really my thing. Or I never liked drugs, really. That's not. Yeah. Yeah, I know about that Denver situation, Brew Geek. I know about that Denver situation. All right. But that was pretty interesting to see. Oh, briefly, let's talk about the new not Scooby-Doo, pardon me, the new Mindy Kaling show called Velma. Really, it's framed as a Scooby-Doo spinoff where they focus on Velma as the main character, but really it's about Mindy Kaling as Velma, cosplaying as Velma. You understand? It's really about her and nothing more, and the supporting characters. All right, can we play some of this right quick? I'm gonna play some of this and I'm gonna show you a picture. So they changed some of the characters to make them, I guess, updated for the new millennium. Race swaps, all that kind of stuff, but also made it kind of woke, made it real woke. It is currently the most negatively reviewed TV show of all time on IMDb. Let's watch it.
Girl. According to TV, it's morally okay to deal drugs if your life is just kinda crappy. Like, your kid's sick, you're a widow with a mortgage, you have to live on a lake in Missouri.
Fair use. No copyright strike.
Those are all white people, Daphne. Minorities on TV can only deal drugs to escape poverty.
Girl. According to...
So that's a taste right there of the show, how woke it is, okay? Now, if you're my age or older, Scooby-Doo, what was it about? Okay, these little misfit kids hanging out, solving mysteries, revealing somebody at the end. Oh, it's Mr. Woods. You meddling kids would have got away from him, that whole thing. But now it's about being woke. And this person right here is supposed to be Velma. And people see this, think that she's black. No, that's Mindy Kaling, basically, as Velma. Okay, that's what that is. Now, there is a black woman on the show because they recast the characters. They have the same names and whatnot. They dress the same, but their races are different sometimes. There's a black woman here, but the black woman. Okay, I'm gonna just put it on the screen. Okay. Now this was crazy what they did. And I'm not even the kind of guy that's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Protect black women, all that kind of stuff. I'm not even the kind of guy. But this was nuts. Hold on. Okay, so on the left you have the new Shaggy. All right, that's Shaggy. He's black now with the Florida Wicks hairstyle. Okay, does he sell drugs on after the mystery been solved? After he got the van, does he have the work in the van? I don't know. But the girl right there, that is Scooby. That is Scooby. So the person that was a dog in the original is now a black woman. That's ridiculous. I mean, come on, a dog. And rather than spelling her name with a Y, spelled with an I, Scooby. That is Scooby. That is, I mean, you can make it up. Mindy Kaling, come on, do better. You could have, but see, the problem was the obvious choice for the black female role would have been Velma, but Mindy Kaling wanted that for herself, and she's Indian, red dot Indian, forehead red dot. So they didn't want to do anything else with the other characters, I guess. So the dog is now a black woman. I mean, you cannot make it up. You cannot make it up if you tried. They could have changed a person's gender to be different and made her be a black woman. Nope. That right there is crazy. So you can see why this show is so poorly rated. She knows exactly what she did. She knows exactly what she did. You know what? I'm gonna say this, and then I move forward with super chats. If you go to a liberal place, it's very racist. People talk about the South is racist. No, the South, like you go in West Virginia somewhere, they say that's racist. Nah. I'm always comfy in West Virginia. Never no problems. It's all good. Everybody's looking out for you. Everybody's cool. It's no problems in West Virginia with the racism. Go to Los Angeles, however, you're gonna get that immediately. Racism right away. Right away. In Atlanta, if you're inside the city, people say if you go outside the city is racist. Not really. If you just minding your business, ain't nobody really tripping. If you're inside the city, go to Midtown, Buckhead, somewhere like that, downtown. Oh, it's racist. I was about a Beltline, right? And there was these storefronts, and they had BLM signs in the window, Black Lives Matter, in the storefront window. I peep inside. I'm walking by, right? I peep inside, and there's white people in there by the counter, by the front counter. They all stop and look at me. I'm like, I felt so uncomfortable. It's a daytime, bright sun, not dark. I got on regular, clothes. It was very uncomfortable. I don't feel that in West Virginia, where my family's from. Down the holler at the hot dog place. I don't feel that there. I don't feel it here in Tennessee. Nope. LA, yes. New York, oh yes. New York, I hated New York. Atlanta in the city and some of the white liberal places, yes. Now, if you go to the black part of the Atlanta, it's all good. The white liberal areas, bad. Outside of Atlanta, you straight. Mind your business. Don't be acting up, and you'll be fine. But I digress. Let's get super chats right here. Let me get to the calls. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. I'll get to those in a few. Yeah, exactly. MB boy, yeah, they put them up to no special windows. Yeah, because they're out there right now. Matter of fact, that's you have quote unquote protests happening right now downtown. What you have is Antifa out there downtown. They set a car on fire, but I don't think they're going to really be able to do too much in Atlanta like how they would do over in Portland, Oregon. You see, the police in ATL are a little bit different. It won't be the same way, in my opinion. It shouldn't be. We'll see how it goes. Elizabeth Kaleha says, thanks for being you with the emoji for that. Appreciate you. Brad Brown says, we stand with Crowder. Shout out to you. Tune in Dropout says, it's always about the money. When negotiating, you go for a win-win or no deal. Still confused how this turned into lose-lose and no deal. Because Crowder is just, I don't know. I don't want to say he's a moron, but I think he just overplayed his hand. He thought that he would be worth more than what he is in the open market. He thought he can get the 120 he asked for. He thought he was Tucker Carlson. He thought he was Joe Rogan, but obviously he's not, according to what the market says. Because if he was, he would have that money, but he doesn't. The deal that he was offered is probably the best he can get right now. The Meat Kid says, love you, but you're wrong on the timeline. Love to do a video. Love to be a video commentator if Daily Wire send that contract. Keep in mind, I need that money. I cannot afford that contract. It's too expensive for me. Thank you to Brock K MIT. You says, do you have any idea? All right, I said that more. I'm losing subs. Thank you to Tri-Edge, who says, oh, you're just a member. Thank you for that. Thank you for becoming a member. Hail Mary says, it feels like a divorce. I'm not choosing sides. I love them both. Thank you to TJ Jizzle, who says, Mr. Logan, 50 mil is to cover a small staff, I believe. The money is to cover him and the staff medical costs, insurances, attorney fees. I mean, the thing is, can he afford that? Can he afford that right now? And if he can't, then that's on him to be able to do that. Because if the Daily Wire doesn't pay him the money, then what is he going to do? I mean, that's not their responsibility to take care of that. And I think that even if, like, let's say the staff is like 25 deep, right? And they get paid $100,000 a year, gross. That's what, 2.5 a year? So if he's getting paid 12.5, he still has 10 left. So that's not, he's still making plenty of money. $100,000, like, and Daily Wire does legal and stuff like that. All that Crowder has to do is just pay his team that he has right now to work for him. And quite frankly, he could probably let some of them guys off because there is guys on Daily Wire that can do what his staff does. Let's just say he keeps his staff 25 people and they get paid $100,000 a year, which is a lot. So that's 2.5 a year out of 12.5, which was a beginning offer. And he probably would have got more than that. So, I mean, he thought he was worth more than what he is, in my opinion. Thank you to Farrah A for your donation. Thank you to AK Clay, who says, I have to remember that 50 mil is pay co-workers, employees, production fees, equipment, and pay himself. I mean, again, if it's 25 guys getting paid $100,000, which not, you probably ain't paying them that much. It's probably half of that. Let's just say it's $100,000 gross. And then whatever else after that net, 80, 75, that's still 2.5 a year. And again, if he can't pay that on his own, whose fault is that? That's on him. Because if there's no deal, if he's independent, he still got to pay his employees. He's got to figure that out. And also, if you can't pay your employees, then you're in a place of weakness. You're coming from a negotiation standpoint, you're coming from a place of weakness. That's not a place of strength at all. So you pretty much take whatever you can get. Thank you to Triad, who says, I almost Definitely agree. Real friends should consider each other's integrity, not dishonor via public stunts. Social media is a cancer. I agree. TJ says, Mr. Logan, I work for the ABL network for the low price of $1 zillion per year, and I have 3 whole followers. Well, thank you for your offer. I appreciate that, but I got to decline. Thank you for your support. Thank you to Mark, who says, for starters, everyone needs to stop with it's just a term sheet BS. A term sheet is just an unsigned contract deal. I'm a contract lawyer. Well, okay, call it a contract, but you can still negotiate. You don't have to sign it. You could just say, I don't like this, I don't like that, and return it. Negotiate. You know how it works. Why not just do that? Oh, he did that, and he asked for too much money, and they came to an impasse. That happens too, right? You negotiate, it doesn't work out, you come to an impasse, and you move on. It should just be that rather than the public outing, making it be a big culture issue when it's not really that. It's just you did not get what you wanted through negotiations. Simple. Dana LS says, ABL, do you think Daily Wire could sue Crowder? Yes, absolutely. They probably won't, though, because it'd be bad PR for them because they'll look money hungry, but they could sue him for sure. That's called defamation of character. That could be considered slander too. Because although he didn't say the name, he probably didn't say the name because he was still trying to get the job, and also he wanted to avoid any lawsuit. But let me see. Seems premeditated defamation with the intent to harm the business, steal subscribers based on the timeline. Yes, it does seem like that. They probably have a case, but they probably won't do that because of the bad PR that it would give them. So what they would gain from that would be negated by the negative publicity. Take it to the meat kid who says, ABL, you're incorrect on this. You're incorrect. I incorrect on this. You're not getting it. The timeline there. The whole thing is Daily Wire Jeremy explaining it on. Okay, well, thank you for that. Call if you want to talk about it. Farrah A says, Crowder is entertaining and talks a good game, but he doesn't know how to work within the system like Daily Wire. Daily Wire challenged this vaccine mandate and won. What has Steven Crowder achieved other than racking up views? Exactly. Daily Wire also supports Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is on Dr. Phil. They put out that movie, but as a woman. They got a film with Gina Carano in it. They're hiring people that have been exiled by Hollywood. They're producing children's content to counteract that negative stuff they get out from the mainstream media, to counteract drag queen story time stuff. So they do a lot, and they help a lot of people in this world. So, I mean, we got to just remember that about Daily Wire. Thank you to my man Anton again for the donation. Thank you to Garrett Claiborne, who says, if the amount of loss was proportionate, that'd be fine. But if you have other verticals like merch subs, etc., that may be more than ad revenue. The metrics are vendor lock, not lot sharing. Though he's a diva, that's true. I mean, I think they weren't touching the merch when you're talking about the percentage loss. I think they were talking about if your YouTube got hit, then they would take away a certain percentage of the fee. You know, you have your merch and whatnot, but see, the merch that they would sell, they can estimate how much you would sell from the merch, and what you would make as your total salary will be dependent upon that as well. They're going to put all your streams of revenue into your fee that you would get paid, not just one or the other. But I see what you're saying. Rebel Without a Reason says, did you see the town hall article about the gay couple who sold their adopted children to men in Atlanta? New York Post finally covered it. I tagged you on Twitter with the story. I saw that. I thought about covering it, but it's a little bit too heavy. A little bit too heavy for me to cover. I'm not surprised. It's a lot of that going on. A lot of these gay couples doing stuff like this. And this is part of the reason why I say that you should not have gay couples adopt. And I hate to say that because I know some gay couples that are really good people, but I've seen some really bad situations. Or we need better vetting, because I've seen this before. I've seen it before, and it's like a pattern, unfortunately. And this is why I say that we shouldn't be celebrating the LGBT lifestyle, because what are we celebrating? Are we celebrating sexual behavior? Why? And then here's the bottom of the hill I referred to earlier. Started with gay marriage, and the ball keeps rolling down the hill. And at the bottom of the hill is just where these guys that abuse children are just seen as normal. That's where we're at nowadays. When you have drag queen story time, when you have these men that go to these schools and perform in front of these children, when the kids are putting dollars into their garters, okay, you know where it's going. It leads to kind of stuff like this. It leads to that. Now, how many of these men that abuse these boys, how many of them went to a drag queen storytime show and saw the little kids interacting with the drag queen? You see what I'm saying? It all goes together. Now, I don't know who was abusing these boys as far as the people that they were sold to, aside from the couple, but they all need to get the wood chipper, the rope first and the wood chipper. Matter of fact, wood chipper. I mean, you can't do anything worse in this world than abuse a child in that way. That's why I didn't want to cover it, because I'm gonna get too crazy on that one. Man, look, you gotta go. You doing that, you have to go. Ain't no big rocks, little rocks. Ain't no penitentiary. It is, you have to die. Okay, I'm gonna stop before they try to ban me. Rebel Without a Reason says next year Australia is looking for purebloods. They said everyone will have it. CEO of Pfizer said flu C-19 shot is already in the works, directed to the heart shot to stop heart attacks. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I saw the whole flu C-19 combo shot, and at a certain point, I'm asking, is C-19 the flu or nah? What is it for real? Martin Santiago says, I'm waiting for the day I see your name on a Timcast in real life scheduled for tonight. There's probably a nice overlapping fans. Long time sub here. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate you. Hey, if they invite me on, I'm going. That's a good show to go on. Thank you to Gina for your donation. Thank you to Cody Cha, who says, Stop Bitcoin is just a scheme to collect emails for this mud club. The only thing on this website is a form for you to submit your email. Exactly, because he didn't have emails from his mud club thing, because that belongs to the Blaze. It's not his. Now, he was the face of it, of course, but that's when he was on the Blaze. That's not his actual thing. So he's scrambling. He had to get Jeremy from the Quarter Ring to get the website together for him. You know, can you hire a web developer? Can you get some stuff? Can you put some money into your business and get some things going? You know what? If I was Crowder, what I would do is, because is there an active mud club? Hey, you guys in the chat, please tell me, if you're subscribed to the mud club, is it updated anymore with Crowder content or no? Or is that pretty much a wrap now? Because I think, again, that was the Blazes thing. It belonged to them, not him. So he didn't have access to it. If I was Steven Crowder, what I would do is just start a Patreon and just have everybody go over there, rather than trying to finagle some new technology and come up with a website. Use their technology. You pay them a fee for your subscribers, but it ain't that much. It's like 2%, 3%. Pay them that money. It's better than trying to go work for a company. Have a Patreon and put your mud club stuff over there. It says, not me. I'm reading some of the comments here. Beatrix Kiddo says no, because the Blaze had control, and it's okay for him to try and find out who his supporters are. Yeah, of course. But that's the whole point. He don't have that list. People think that he has this mud club thing, but he doesn't. The Blaze has the mud club, not Steven Crowder. Because again, he was working for them. It wasn't a thing that he had control over. But anyway, he's banned already. Okay. TJ says, do you think that it's possible for this to be a PR stunt and Daily Wire and Crowder are in agreement on this deal? He can't do much better. Thoughts? I don't think so, because that put a stain on Daily Wire. It put a stain on them. And he didn't say their name from the beginning, and he probably wouldn't have said it unless Daily Wire came out and said something. It put a stain on Daily Wire, and it put a stain on Crowder. So I don't think so. And I think Daily Wire, they're pretty smart guys. If this was a joint thing to get some attention, they would have advised he doesn't do it. If you were to ask me, ABL, about this plan before it happened, I'd be like, don't do it, because you're going to look terrible. It'll make them look terrible. I mean, it'll make you look terrible, Steven Crowder, and then it'll make them look bad in the eyes of your fans, but good in the eyes of guys that don't like. It'd be too divisive. It wouldn't help you. Is what I'm trying to say. It wouldn't help you. So I don't think so. It was a stunt for Crowder, but not for the both of them. It was a one-way stunt. All right. But we got calls on deck, of course. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. I'm going to get the calls rocking and rolling. There's also an email in the description box if you want to call me that way. We could do that, of course. If Skype is not working right, it's not my fault. Please blame the white man. Y'all know how I do. All righty. Let's go ahead and get rocking. And hopefully it works. If it doesn't, y'all know what to do. We're going to go a different direction if it don't work. Again, 434. Okay, if you're trying to call, there we go. If you're trying to call and it's not working, y'all let me know. Please let me know if the phone lines are not working, and we will get that fixed immediately. All right. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second to fix the sound on the Skypes. Call, who am I speaking to?
Hello, this is Dr. Anthony Fauci, the former head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease. Am I talking to WFAN Radio Giants Hotline?
No, you're not. This is ABL Live.
Well, I want to know the meaning of this 28-0 deficit we're in. I mean, look, I've arranged a lot for the benefit of this country, and I was expecting a more favorable score at halftime, and you're really disappointing me. And I want to speak to Roger Goodell.
I can't help you on that's not my purview. I can't help you with that. So, you're pretty much on your own with that one.
Well, you know what? I still want to talk about my Giants. Is this? I mean, look, we Daniel Jones. He's got to get his act together. I don't know if he's been properly boosted.
Oh, okay. That's the issue right there? The lack of the booster. That's the issue.
Yeah, my advice, back in the day, I used to be a real football maven. They used to call me Pill Parcells. So, my advice is boost all the players. Give them, give them 2 boosters every time, and everything will be all hunky dory.
Well, there you go. 2 boosters, that'll fix it. So no heart problems, no myocarditis, nothing like that.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. What is this? Some sort of conspiracy theory?
Hey, I'm seeing all kind of guys collapse on the field all over the world randomly, die suddenly. Have you seen that documentary?
That must be because of the lack of electrolytes or something. They should eat more. They should drink some more Brondo.
Oh, Brondo, yeah, okay. Wow.
Anyway, yeah. Look, I'm very disappointed in the Giants. That's all I care about now that I've retired. That's all I live for. America's a big disappointment with all of the people pretending that they care about their health and not getting the boosters. So, I don't understand. What's your name again? You're not Mike. Mike, what's his name from WFAN? You seem to have a different accent.
Yeah, that's not me. I'm ABL.
Look, ABL, I just want to say one thing to your audience, okay? God gave you 2 arms, and in each one of those arms, you see these bright blue veins, big blue, like the New York Giants.
Right.
And you got to make a nice fist and take the syringe and just plunge it right in there, like really hard, and make sure you get the whole thing in there. And by the way, buy some stock in Pfizer or Moderna. Just do those, and everything will be all great. And obviously, we're a little disappointed tonight. With the Philadelphia Eagles, they're destroying my Giants. Back in the day, I did go to a game at Old Veteran Stadium, and I was wearing my Giants jacket, and happened to be that Herman Edwards was playing for the Eagles, and as I was leaving the stadium, this was after the miracle at the Meadowlands, I yelled at him, "Hey, why'd you have to ruin my evening? So he opened his travel bag. He took out a big bottle of mustard and just sprayed it all over my face. And I was like, hey, 6 feet.
Oh, yeah.
This was in 1981.
Right.
So true story, no joke, as my favorite president would say.
Right on, Dr. Fauci. So I'm glad you called in and let us know what's going on. And okay, you got to kind of get up tall a little bit. Okay, I see.
Yeah, and anytime you want some good health advice on the show, I'm willing to be a health correspondent. You know, those royalty checks that I don't get, they're not really paying for my lifestyle as much as I was hoping. So, you know, just call me anytime.
No doubt. I got you for sure.
All right, have a good night.
I know, same to you. All right, so that was Dr. Fauci on the phone. That was not a prank caller. That was Dr. Fauci for real. You know, shout out to him. Okay, let's go to calling. I'm speaking to 281.
Hello.
Yes, who am I speaking to?
Call me Bob. Man, I didn't expect to get through on this.
Yes, sir. You're on live. So what's happening?
Yeah, I want to talk to you about Crowder because usually I agree with you and Candace, but y'all are wrong on this one, man.
All right, tell me how I'm wrong.
Okay, so one of the things is that how many of the terms in that deal were good for Crowder?
Well, I think the terms where if he gets banned from YouTube and they take a percentage of his pay rather than all of his pay is great for Crowder, because if he's independent and he loses YouTube, all the money's gone, not just a piece of it.
Yeah, but hold on. That's not good for him because that doesn't have to exist.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Thing about
hold on. Like, why is it okay? It can happen because if he's independent by himself, he can get banned from YouTube just by himself with no other person working with him or for him. So if he gets banned from YouTube, then he loses money. He's going to get cut. He doesn't have any kind of contract to fall back on. It's just all on him. But if he has a contract from Daily Wire, he doesn't lose all the money. He loses a percentage, not all of it. So he would have more. Hold on. He would have more money on the contract than he would have off the contract in the same scenario.
Yeah, but look, that's downside risk, right? So where is his upside benefit? You're
not listening. You didn't listen, because the benefit is
I did.
The benefit is he gets paid regardless of whether his channel is there or not. He gets paid regardless.
So,
wait a minute. That's the benefit, because if it's him by himself, he doesn't have that benefit by himself. The benefit by signing the contract is he gets paid regardless whether he has a channel or not. It's just going to be a reduced amount. But with him by himself, he has no money. I don't see. Do you not see how that's a benefit where you get paid even if you can't upload videos, but if you by yourself, you can't do the same thing?
I completely understand that. What I'm saying is, how come if he was to double Daily Wire's paid subscribers, he wouldn't earn another cent, not one penny? He has zero profit sharing. He has zero bonuses. He could theoretically quadruple the Daily Wire's revenue and get not 1 cent. And not even that, 4, 5, and 6 years later, he doesn't even get a 1 cent raise. But yet he can have 85% plus in penalties. So he's exposed to a massive downside if anything goes wrong, which they know is a potential, but he's exposed to zero upside. No matter how much money the Daily Mail makes off of him, he doesn't get a cent out of it. And then on top of that, he promised to bring 300K subscribers on the first day. And we know his subscribers are $50 to $100 a year. That's $15 to $30 million that he's promising to bring. And what Jeremy said is, I don't believe you, because apparently Jeremy is totally incompetent and doesn't know that you can put that in the contract. You can say, hey, if you're going to bring 300K, I'll pay you $50 per person. And then you put it in the contract. And if it doesn't happen, you don't pay him. But Jeremy left $15 to $30 million a year on the table because he's incompetent. Apparently he's a complete moron and doesn't know that you can put that in the contract.
Okay. Now check it out. Now watch this. Now, the purpose of bringing Crowder on would be to grow Daily Wire's money. That's the whole purpose. So yes,
exactly.
Wait a minute. That's going to already be in the terms of the contract. That's why he gets so much money. It's not because of just what they make right now. They want to make money with him. So him increasing their money, increasing their subscribers is the point. So why would he get paid more for the purpose of the contract? That's the whole point. That's the reason why they're gonna wait a minute. Why would you get a bonus for doing what you got brought on to do?
Because that's a win-win.
No. The win-win is
to do good.
Excuse me. The win-win is this: you get paid $50 million over the course of 4 years, and you could negotiate for more. You could get $75 million. The win is you get paid a crazy amount of money for what you do. And the win for us is we grow our network, we grow our platform with more money and more subscribers. I win that way, you win that way. It's simple.
But that's not the case because he doesn't have an incentive to do that.
Look, the incentive is the money, sir. That's the incentive.
Look,
$50 million.
I understand that. But look, this is why executives are not paid this way. This is why executives are paid with things like stock options, which have their own problems, but they have incentives. So that way they don't get the job and then phone it in. Because if they do a terrible job, they still get paid. So they're paid with like stock options. And that way, if the share price goes up, they get paid. That comes with a different set of problems. So now they have clawback provisions because CEOs can make decisions that benefit the firm short term. But the thing is, Crowder had zero incentive.
But look, check it out.
That is not a contract.
I get your point.
In today's world.
I get your point, but check it out.
That is a terrible deal.
Sir, excuse me. I get your point, but check it out. Now, what Daily Wire could do is just give him less money and then have more incentives to make more money. They could do that. They could just say, okay, rather than $12.5 million a year, we give you $8 million a year, and there's incentives to get to the 12.5. Or I can give you the 12.5 as a first offer. I can give you a bunch of money up front without you having to work to get more money. As long as you just do the terms of the contract, you'll get your full money. Or you could just get less money and then work toward incentives. If you are a person that is trying
to, I'm saying. That's my point.
So you saying? So wait a minute. So you saying he should get less money?
No, I'm not saying he.
No. Wait. Sir, excuse me. Sir, excuse me. You're saying you should get less money initially and then have incentives to get to the actual offer money?
I'm saying that we already know he's bringing $15
yes or no?
to $30
yes or
million.
No? Yes or no question?
It's a no because he's bringing $15 to $30 million. So why should he get less than 12.5?
You're not listening to what I'm saying because you said that there should be incentives so he can work toward.
There should be.
So the point behind that is you get paid less than the full amount, and then the incentives would actually add up to that amount. Like I said, rather than offering him 12.5 as a random number, doesn't really make a difference as far as the actual how much he's worth because that's negotiable. Rather than the 12.5,
exactly.
Excuse me. Rather than the 12.5, he would get straight away from Daily Wire with no incentives to make that money. He would get the 8, and then baked into the contracts would be money that would equal up to 12.5. That's what you want.
No, look, the 12.5 amount is totally negotiable. That's not my point at all. That number is totally relative.
You're missing the point. Look, sir, you're not listening. I just told you the 12.5 was a random number. You're not listening. The 12.5 is irrelevant. So why you say that again? I'm talking about. Okay, but I'm talking about incentives. Whatever the number is, let's say it's $100 million, random dumb number out of the clear blue sky. Rather than giving them that full money with no incentives, you would give them $80 million and then have incentives to get to the $100 million. That's what you want. So you want to give them less money and make them work to get more money. Anybody with a brain would not take that deal. I want max money because as long as I do my part, I'm going to get my full money rather than having to do certain little things to get it. That's the NFL football player, Master P type, Ricky Williams type contract. That's not a good contract.
Look, the thing is, the amount isn't like you're stuck on this 12.5.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I said 100 million. You're not listening. So make it
100 million.
Make it last point. Then I'm gonna get to the next call because you're not listening.
He also doesn't own any of his content. So no matter how much money, did you recently hear Dave Chappelle complain about the fact that he can't make the Chappelle Show because Comedy Central owns it in perpetuity and he didn't understand what he was signing? He didn't know what perpetuity meant. Well, that's the exact same deal that Daily Wire, that's the same term that Daily Wire has with all their people. If they create a show like Change My Mind, it's probably worth a few $1 million. Well, he can't make that show when he leaves Daily Wire. They own it in perpetuity. There's nothing good for that.
That's not true.
Crowder.
That's not true.
That is true.
That's not true. What Matt? Excuse me. What Boring said was the content you make at Daily Wire belongs to us, but once you leave, you could do what you want. That's what he said.
Yes, I know. So if he created Change My Mind while he worked at the Daily Wire would own it. It's his intellectual property. This is the same thing.
No. That's not true. They're licensing his content. You don't understand you don't understand the contract. They're licensing his content.
I do understand.
Excuse me, sir. I'm talking, sir. Excuse me. They're licensing his content for the contract term. So whatever content he makes over there, they own that specific content. They don't own the IP to the content. They just own, like, let's say you got an episode of whatever is going on under the Daily Wire. They own the episode while you're under the contract. Once you leave the contract, you're free to go do whatever you want to do. They don't own your IP. It's not the same thing. Like, you don't own a thing you license. That's not the contract. You're incorrect.
The contract says that they own it, just like Dave Chappelle.
No, see, you don't listen. No, that's not the case. They own what you create over there as they license your content for your contract term. They don't own your IP. If you have a show excuse me. If you got a show, you're not listening. I'm gonna get to the next call. Thank you for the call. But look, he was not listening. You see, Comedy Central had the Chappelle Show, and he had to sign rights to the Chappelle Show to Comedy Central, so he can't go do it after he's done. With Daily Wire, would license your content for the term that you're over there. They license it. Once you leave, go do what you want. It's not the same thing as owning your IP. That's not the same thing. But shout out to the caller though. 740, you're on line. We're speaking to.
After he's done, Daily Wire.
Hello, ABL.
You speaking to him? What's happening?
Hey, man. I want to talk about the Steven Crowder contract.
Yes.
The reason why it's wrong is because YouTube, right? YouTube hates Crowder. Almost everything he says, he gets demonetized for it. Okay? And Daily Wire knows this. Okay, so they're going to take their advantage of that situation. And let me ask you a question, ABL. Did you know that Daily Wire didn't know that Steven Crowder was already demonetized?
I don't know about that part, but I think the whole thing about demonetization is not what was in the contract that I read. I think it was about him being banned. Like, it might have been that in there about being demonetized, but also about being banned, because if you demonetize, you can still make money on YouTube, just not from YouTube itself. You can read ads on there. You can sell merch to your videos yourself. But if he's banned, that's a different story, because you can't upload content to read ads on the actual video and sell merch in the actual video, things that are beyond what YouTube would give you. Does it make sense?
Right. So basically the Daily Wire is bending the knee to big tech when they're claiming that they're actually trying to help change big tech from censoring conservatives and Republicans as well. So it doesn't make no sense what the Daily Wire brought to the table, and they don't even want, and if Stephen did sign that contract, he wouldn't even be allowed to do change my mind. And even if he did the other colors right, they definitely would own it afterwards.
Okay,
None
now,
of this makes
okay,
sense.
Carla, hold on. Let me just respond to you. Now, as far as change my mind, I did not see anything in there where they were owning the IP to what he already had. I didn't see anything about that. You see, owning intellectual property is different. Excuse me. Owning intellectual property is different than licensing it to someone to use for a while for the contract period. If you give them the show, that's different. If you allow them to license it for the contract period, that's something totally else. And as far as Deadly Wire bending the knee to big tech, anybody that's on YouTube has to operate within their system, Crowder included. That's why he has the Mug Club, or he had the Mug Club, because you go over there and have the content you can't put on YouTube over there. Here on YouTube, he's more sanitized because he knows he can't just say whatever he wants to say because he's going to get banned. So that's why he had the website to do that. Everybody does that, Crowder included. So why would Daily Wire be any different?
Well, why would the Daily Wire punish Crowder for something that YouTube doesn't like that he said?
Well, because
when they supposedly,
the question no. My show, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You're gonna be quiet. I'm gonna mute you. I got your question. Why would they bend the knee? Because they're trying to say that they are champions of free speech. I got your question. Now, here's the actual answer to that. They have to operate within big tech to make the kind of money that Crowder wants to make. If they want to just get off of big tech, say whatever they want to say, they can't make that kind of money. $50 million, they can't make that kind of money, because if you go to Rumble, you cannot make this kind of money on Rumble. Rumble is a great place. Shout out to them, but they're no YouTube. It just is what it is. Same thing with Facebook and Spotify and Twitter. You got to operate in a system to kind of get that kind of money. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on Spotify and Facebook and they get demonetized, they're going to lose money. The same thing with Crowder. If Crowder was by himself and he was on those platforms and he got banned, he'd lose money. So if Crowder would lose money from being banned, being demonetized, or whatever it is, why shouldn't he lose money on a Daily Wire when the same thing happens? It doesn't make any sense. He wants all of the reward with no risk.
ABL, I'm not even sure that you even watched Steven Crowder's video, because if you did, you would know that this is not about the money. He's done said it 3 times, but everybody else keeps making this about the money. No, this is about freedom of speech that is under attack from big tech. So YouTube is part of big tech. So if YouTube and big tech don't like something that Crowder says, why should he be punished for it?
Because that's YouTube's rules.
That's just the Daily Wire saying, oh, well, we got to roll with big tech. You know, we got to play by their rules.
Again,
well, you're not going to get anywhere if you play by their rules.
Again, if you're going to be on big tech, like, check it out. Here's a solution to the whole problem. Don't be on big tech, because you can't just make them change their rules. All you can do is go elsewhere and build a competitor. So then they got to compete, and then they can try to, find some middle ground that way. Go to Rumble. But guess what? If you go on Rumble or Gab or somewhere like that, you can't make $50 million in 4 years. It's just not going to happen. So if Crowder wants to do that, he doesn't need Daily Wire for that. He don't need them for that. He can go to, he's already on Rumble right now. So why do you need Daily Wire? It's because of the money. You say it ain't about money, but it is about money. If it's not about money, then just keep being on YouTube. Just keep being on Rumble if it ain't about the money. What can Daily Wire do to make YouTube change? Nothing. All you can do is build an alternative platform. That's it. And if you want to do that without YouTube, take less money. Why didn't he do that? Because he wants that money. That's why.
Okay, so you're basically calling Crowder a liar. Right?
Yes, I am. I sure am. Sure did.
Okay, well, he's not a liar. Okay.
All righty.
He's done a lot for the conservative movement. And let me just tell you, ABL, I am subscribed to you, and I'm going to stay subscribed to you, because even though, we're conservative and Republican, and for the majority of the part, we're going to agree most of the time, there's going to be a few times that we ain't going to disagree or see eye to eye. So for that reason, I'm going to stay subscribed to your channel. But you're just wrong on this, ABL. Steven Crowder deserves better. The movement deserves better. free speech should live on forever and ever in America, because if they take that away, then they take the rest of our freedoms away, and they're already starting with our guns right now, ABL. So you need to wake up, big tech. That's all I gotta say, ABL. I'm done. And I love the show, ABL. Keep doing your thing. I love your content, man. And I'll talk to you later, man.
Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you.
Yep.
All right. I love the debates. I love the debate. Shout out to my man for calling in. Very good debate so far. Call speaker to 617.
Problem to collect money. Hello?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing? This is ABL?
Yes, it is.
Hey, man. The previous caller, this is how it is funny. This is how brainwashed these people are. But anyway, I didn't come to talk about that. I saw the video that you posted. I saw the two videos that you posted about. One, it was about, I guess, a plastic surgeon doctor, trashed the vaccines, and they wanted to scam these people by giving them water, lie to them about the vaccine.
It wasn't a lie. Wait. It wasn't a lie. They requested it, so it wasn't a lie. He didn't just do it without their consent. Let's be clear. It was not that, because if he did that, it'd be a charge talking about malpractice, but he didn't do that.
Well, it told him the side effects of the vaccine, right?
I don't know about that. I don't know anything about what he told them. I just know that excuse me. All I know is that he was requested to give him a vax card without giving him the vaccine. That's all I know.
Well, then that's a scam, because you're supposed to give him the vaccine, but you gave him water and charge him $50.
Is that a scam? Who did he scam?
Well, I mean, how much did the vaccine cost him?
Well, I don't know. I think it might have been the government that paid for it. So, I mean, who did he scam? The government?
Look, you can't.
No. Wait, sir. Excuse me, sir. Who did he scam? The government?
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't about scamming the people, about scamming the government. So
it's scamming the government. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And it's scamming the people as well, because the people got charged $50.
Sir, excuse me. It wasn't a scam if they requested the thing that they got. If you ask for a thing, excuse me. If you ask for a thing and you get it, it's not a scam.
Okay, let me ask you this. God forbid you got cancer, Anthony. Who you will see, a plastic surgeon or an oncologist? Who you will take advice from?
Whoever give me the best advice.
So a plastic surgeon will give you better advice than an oncologist.
I don't think so, but I mean, I don't know the situation. But get to the actual question here, sir.
Who you will take the advice from?
We've already like ask the actual question you want to ask. Get to the actual real question. We don't got all night. Come on.
My question is: these dudes are not oncologists. They're not a virologist. Nor are any biologists. And then taking advice from the plastic surgery. This is the level of stupidity that we're living in this country. It's just a fact. People are pretty stupid. It's just stupid.
Okay, that's great.
I will never take advice about vaccines. Someone that don't even understand how vaccine works.
Now, wait a minute. Do you think they asked him for the advice, or did they ask an actual doctor? Wait, excuse me, before you talk. You think they asked him, or did they ask actual doctors? And then they went to him to actually get the fake vax as a resource. Excuse me. Excuse me. How do you know they asked him about the actual vaccine? There was no evidence of that. I know they asked him,
but I'm sure.
So you just assuming, making an assumption.
It's a good assumption.
Okay,
let's put it that way. It's a good
making an assumption. Okay, got you.
So let's go back. Let's go back to the chase. Hey, so you making all these claims about myocarditis and all these heart problems that you get from the vaccine. You said the vaccine create all these heart problems. That's what you're saying?
I'm saying. Side effect. Well, I didn't say anything about creating. I said that's a potential side effect.
Or the potential side effect. Why you will develop those side effects?
Why? I don't know, because the vaccine has side effects.
No, the vaccine do not have side effects.
Okay.
That's just not true.
Okay. So when they put out a study that said that the vaccine could cause heart attack risk in people 65 years old or stroke risk, that was just That wasn't real.
Well, you got to understand how the vaccine works before you even get into that.
So wait. No, the question. Excuse me. No, the question was when they put out a study. The government put out a study. The CDC, the FDA said that there was potentially an increase in strokes in elderly patients after they got the vaccine. Was that fake? The government put it out. Was that fake?
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing that I'm going to explain to you. When the government put in information, they don't put you all the information. So pretty much, you reading just an article, you cannot base all the information out of an article. There's more information behind the article. There's studies that demonstrate behind the article. For instance, what the vaccine does is instruct your body to fight a specific pathogen. That's what the vaccine does. The vaccine doesn't stop anything. So pretty much your immune system responds when they see the virus to the. I don't want to go into detail, but let's look at it this way. When the virus enters your white blood cells, the vaccine instructs your body to respond to that particular pathogen, to that particular infection.
Are you a doctor?
I'm not a doctor, but I've been reading a lot about it.
So should I just take your advice or nah? Should I talk to a real? Excuse me. Should I talk to a real doctor or this guy on the YouTube show for my actual vaccine advice? You tell me. No. You tell me which one? Because you just said that. Oh, which one? Plastic surgeon or oncologist for cancer. So how about you? Are you the authority behind this?
I'm not a doctor, but this is what I suggest that you should do.
Cool.
No, but this is what I suggest that you should do. You should be in a virologist to your show. I mean, you could write a biologist, say you got a million subscribers, and then tell him that you want to answer some questions, and I'm sure it will instruct you how the vaccine works. I mean, I've seen so many videos from one of the top biologists in the world. This doctor is Dr. Cohen in Israel. He's the top-notch biologist in the world and infectious diseases. And he's, according to his research study of 200,000 people, the vaccine instructs your body, I mean, all doctors know this, to fight against an infection.
That's great.
Your body will fight against an infection.
Okay.
What will delay with the vaccine will do it prematurely. That's the only difference.
That's fantastic. But you don't have that much time left. So I got to get some more calls, man.
Okay, so
I got more calls on the line. What you want me to do? Come on, the phone lines are jumping. I'm sorry.
About the spike protein.
I got more calls. Spike protein. I got you, man. Thank you for your call. Thank you for your call. Appreciate you. All right. I don't have all day. My phone lines are blowing up, but shout out to the caller. 614 the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, ABL. It's Camille. How are you doing?
I'm well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I got my husband here with me, Dan. He's a little under the weather, but I just wanted to come in. I wanted to give you some love because I've been listening to all these people and I see the comments going on. And I'm sorry, but they don't understand. They don't want to listen. And you got to open your ears, and people, you have to listen. And I mean, my husband been in the military for 17 and a half years and could tell him, Dan, hold on real quick. Tell him. Here. You've been in the military?
Yeah, I was in the military, yes.
Where did you work? What other places you work?
I was in Naval Special Warfare.
And you were where?
I was in Hawaii and EOD.
I'm talking about where biological, Dan. Biological warfare.
I was also at Dugway Biological Proving Grounds.
And anyway, I'm sorry, but he'll have to call back. But I just wanted to come in and give you a lot of love because I'm just seeing all this in the comments, and I know there's trolls, and we have to deal with trolls. But you just have to keep on rolling. But I did. I wanted to come in and give you love.
Well, thank you for your call. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me.
You're welcome.
All right now.
Bye.
Great calls tonight. You guys are fantastic. Great chat, great calls. Overall, great show. You guys are fantastic. The phone lines are blowing up. Y'all, please pardon me. 503 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is Nikki. Happy Saturday night. Great stream.
Thank you.
For taking my call.
No problem.
Hey, so yeah, two things. So this whole Crowder thing, I don't usually pay attention to this stuff, but I got to tell you, the issue that gets me the most, the one that's really clear that I can definitely know that we can see, is the moral issue. And so, you know, I'm a Bible chick. So I go by what Scripture tells us. And so there's a scene in Genesis. I'm sure you know the story, Joseph and his brothers, right? So his brothers did a bunch of really bad stuff to him, right? They tried to murder him, and then they sold him to Egypt into slavery. And then, you know, of course, he rises, and then when they finally come, he doesn't expose them. Like, he doesn't expose them before Pharaoh or Egypt because they're his brothers. And you see the same thing with Noah and his sons. Noah gets drunk and he's like naked, and his sons cover him. So this is what I would have to say about Steven Crowder, is that what he did with Jeremy Boring, calling Boring a close friend, is that he exposed him and he didn't give him due diligence. And that's like morally reprehensible to me. That's my issue with him. The rest of it, I can see what Candace was talking about as far as planning it out. And I can see that, but I'm not going to sign on to that because I'm not a YouTuber. I don't have all the facts. Although it does look possible. What I do know about Steven is what people say is that they don't have really anything nice to say about him. Not like Dennis Prager, where they always, give him praise. But with Crowder, we don't see that so much. And I love Steven Crowder. I think he's genius, right? I mean, he's amazing. He makes great content. But and I'll still watch him. I'm not going to go away from him. But he's got to come to terms with what he's done, and he's burned bridges. I don't know who's going to do business with him, and I really would love to see him build his platform. I mean, he's got a great vision for it. That would be awesome. But we live in reality, right?
We do.
And that doesn't exist right now. Yeah. So that's my issue with him. And then the only other thing I would say, the issue with the transgender people in the bathroom, Matt Walsh said something that really kind of had me thinking. And he said the only way to deal with these people is to laugh in their faces. And I mean, I like to operate on grace, but when you're dealing with people who are mocking common sense, doesn't it kind of make sense to mock them back?
It does, yes.
So I'm wondering if that's our strategy. I mean, we don't have the law supporting us. I'm in Portland, Oregon, for God's sake. I mean, it's horrible here, just like it is in California. But I just don't see any way to get around it. They're mocking common sense. They're mocking reality. And they think it's...
Oh, the phone hung up. It wasn't me. I'm sorry. Well, shout out to the caller. Shout out to her. Good call. Let's keep on going here. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658. There it is right there, 434-658-1220. Let's go to... Alrighty. 912, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's going on, ABL? It's your boy, Joel Davis Media Network. How you doing, brother?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Nothing, man. Just wanting to bless your line with some people with some common sense. I think you've been getting a lot of trolls tonight.
Yeah, you got a few of those.
You've been doing a good job, though, man. Your troll game has done got insane now, man. So. Anyway, man, I just wanted to highlight some points with you. When I first heard about the Crowder situation, I'm not going to lie. At first, I was like kind of not agreeing with what you were saying because I was kind of thinking that you were kind of taking, Daily Wire's side and that they were being the bad guys. But after you brought up tonight about he had got offered this contract and he negotiated for 100. I think they offered him 50. You said 50 million or something like that.
50 million over 4 years.
Yeah, 50 million for 4 years, and he tried to do 120. Then I researched and I saw it being talked about with Candace and everybody else, and I was like, wait a minute. So he basically did this whole thing for a clout chase. Basically, he did the whole video for a clout chase. Because if he was doing it to say he was really watching out for the YouTubers of the younger generation, he would have also put in that he tried to negotiate for more money to protect himself, but they wouldn't do it. And that's my thing. Why, if he would have been honest with that, people would have took it more seriously. You know what I'm saying? So I have to go with what you're saying on this. He played himself. He basically made it out to be that he was the victim, when in reality, he was ready to jump on it.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. It's like, we talk about all these negative terms in the contract, but if they would have gave you more money, it would have been no problem. Then it wouldn't have been nothing about no bad terms of the contract, nothing about, I'm trying to protect the little guy. It would have just been, okay, give me the money. Now I'm on Daily Wire.
Yep. And I think that Steve Crowder Steve Crowder can do good by himself. The man is doing fairly well. He's a legend in the game. I think he was doing it more for exposure, as in for popularity, not for the whole clout thing. You get what I'm saying? Because you think about it, he stay independent. He can make $120 million by himself. Look at all these other guys. Steve Bannon. You had the guy that got sued by Sandy Hook. All these guys are making a bukus of money by themselves independently. So why are you trying to all of a sudden jump on the coattails of Daily Wire unless you're trying to get popularity? You know what I'm saying? You're trying to go more mainstream. Am I right or wrong?
I don't think it's about that. I think it's about he's never worked by himself before. He's always worked for a company, because he came out first with PGTV.
Oh, okay.
Then it was CRTV. Then it was Ablaze, which became CRTV. And now he's trying to go to Daily Wire. He never been independent by himself. He has his own operation, but he always had the backing of some big billionaire behind him. That's always been his whole story. So he's a very popular guy. He got 6 million subs. I don't think he needs popularity. And to go mainstream, you would go the television route. But he tried that with Fox. That didn't work either. So it's like, I think he would just stay in his lane and make his money. But I think he wanted to go to Daily Wire to make more money, because he could make a lot of money, but he probably couldn't do it by himself.
I got you. I got what you're saying now. But yeah, he should have, like I said, he should have been more transparent. Now, about the vax situation, about the doctors, I don't feel like it is the doctor's fault, not the doctor, the people's fault. As this guy was saying, trying to troll somebody, it's the people's fault that got this vaccine from the doctors. How can it be their fault when they themselves knew what was going on? So you can't blame the doctor, because the doctor made it very clear what was going on in saline water to give them a fake card so they could say they was vaccinated. So at the end of the day, who was getting defrauded was the government. They didn't want, the people wasn't getting defrauded. They knew what they was getting into.
Exactly. It wasn't no fraud at all. They knew they got what they asked for. If they got something different, then that's something else. Now that's called fraud, but that's not what happened.
No, exactly. And so, yeah, man, people just got to understand, man, that when it comes to this vaccination thing, when people go out here and get those fake cards and stuff, back then, people were trying to avoid all this riffraff. And now, we done fast forward to 2 years later, going on 3, you got a lot of these bigwigs that was pushing for the vax card now saying that the vaccine isn't reliable. They're saying it, that it is questionable. We ain't got to worry about it being no theory at this point.
Yes.
But it's just common knowledge. And the last issue I want to talk about, which I'm glad you brought up, about the parents of the LGBTQ plus that's adopting kids and are violating these kids. I'm glad you brought that up, because I had reported that. I know you don't look at nobody else's content. I know how you are. You say you don't do that because you like to do your own thing. But I had made a report on that back here on our channel back about 2 straight months of alphabet soup couples that were adopting children, and people were finding out that they were not adopting these children to give them a good life. And you're right, it does make it harder for the family that are LGBTQ plus alphabet soup that really want to have children and raise them right. but it also need to be a better vetting process. I mean, you need to really ask the question, you know, if you seeing these people up here doing all kind of crazy stuff like that dude that was supposed to be working for Biden with leather suits and red lipstick and mustache, you need to find out what's really going on here. You know what I'm saying? It's not safe for no kid. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I really do think it needs to be a better vetting process. Also, too, man, I hope you had a happy New Year and everything. Congratulations for you being a free man. I heard about that tonight. I didn't even know you was divorced, but congratulations. You look like you're a lot happier. So I'm glad to see that. And we both be turning 39 this year. So hopefully by the grace of God, I can send you something, you know, a blessing for your birthday, man. And maybe we can link up again like we did in the old days. I know you're very busy, and I'm very busy too.
Right on, man. Well, thank you for your call as always, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, and also I want to put out one more promo if you don't mind me doing that on your line right quick before I hang up.
Go for it.
Yeah, on Saturday nights now, I'm starting to do my stream after ABL because I look at ABL as my mentor. So I don't usually try to stream on Saturday nights to after he's done. So I'll probably start my stream about 11:15.
Well, there you go, man. Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you as always.
Hey, anytime, brother. Take care.
All right, that was Joe Davis Media Network. Y'all go ahead and sub to him if you're not subbed already. Shout out to Joe Davis Media Network. Great caller, great dude. Okay. 508, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? 508, hello. Going once, going twice. All right. So for the first time callers out there, you got to have your ear by the phone if you're calling in because you cannot look at the stream. It's going to be a delay. So please have your ear to the phone if you're calling in for the first time or anytime. Just have your ear to the phone. That'll be your best bet. All righty. Let's go to the next one here. 940, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Nope. Sorry, I'm listening to your stream. I'm watching you. Got a little confused.
Oh, sorry.
Hello?
Yeah, you're live on the show. What's happening? And before we start, turn the stream off in the background for me, please.
What? Oh, sorry. All right. Hello?
Yeah, gotcha.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of you. I'm kind of starstruck right now. First question, where'd you get those freaking flags?
Oh, yeah, I got these. You can find a link in the website. It's a company I work with called BT Designs. It's a link in the box.
Link in the box? I've been wanting to ask you about that for a very long time. Those are the coolest flags ever.
Thank you, man.
Awesome. And I love the background on that. The thing, my little debate is about Steven Crowder type of deal. You okay with that?
That's cool. Let's go for it.
Awesome. So I've been watching Jeremy's the Daily Wire's thing for like 6-7 times. I noticed that the timelines are wrong. The timelines that people are talking about are wrong. So Jeremy Bourne was explaining that they first send the pamphlet to his the contract to his. I'm sorry for stuttering. I'm a little starstruck.
It's all good, man. Just me and you. Ain't nobody else, man. It's all good.
Yeah, send the contract to his agent. His agent looked. The first call was he sent it to that. They probably reviewed it. He explained there in the video. He reviewed it. Then Steven Crowder called Jeremy back. Told him about, hey, no, we want this. Then the Daily Wire reviewed it, went back and think it over, and they called back Steven Crowder and said no. Then when Steven Crowder mentioned about we kind of want to, I'm not going to redline this, and I want the contract due over because he got. Sorry for starting over, I'm a little starstruck. So Daily Wire is correct and lowballing Steven because this is their standard contract with small quips to benefit Steven Crowder, and they're expecting him to redline it. And Steven Crowder had we review it and came back highballing, I think it's called, Daily Wires, saying no, I want 120. Then the Daily Wire came back to him saying, sorry, we can't do that. I might be missing some parts. I have to go back and watch the video.
So
again.
basically, I gotta recap you right quick. So basically, Daily Wire sends an offer sheet. Does Crowder redline it or no?
No, he did not redline it yet. He redlined it after the third demand they should rewrite the thing.
So does he? Does he come back with the crazy, like the high offer for the 120 after the first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. After the first call, Steven Crowder came back with the highball parts. Then either it's on that same call or after the call when Daily Wire came back saying, no, we cannot do that.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a little confused with my timeline right now. I'm a little starstruck.
Yeah, that's all good. But I think the main thing that I heard was the offer was sent. Crowder, he counter offered with $120 million rather than $50 million. So, and I think the main thing, I think they said it per year. So the initial offer was $12.5 million a year. Crowder said he wanted $30 million a year, which would have been the equivalent of $120 million over 4 years. So that's kind of how that went. So. So how do you feel about that? Like, so what's your viewpoint on the whole situation here?
I'm about to lead that up. So after that, because they're doing legitimate business, Stephen highball, Daily Wire lowball, and after Daily Wire says no, Steven Crowder stewed over it for several months, read the contract, and realized, oh, this is their standard contract. After 6 months, that's when he got his recording thing out, expecting Daily Wire is going to do some random jargon about their thing for Steven Crowder's second video.
So why did he have the Stop Bitcoin website registered in December the 12th of 2022?
I'm expecting he was going to do it after the Blaze and maybe Fox News and probably something to do with Daily Wire, because he knows how stickler Daily Wire is in their contracts.
But has he attacked the Blaze publicly yet? Has he said anything negative about the Blaze?
No, because of their NDA type of deal.
So why would he come up with a website talking about Stop Bitcoin if it was not intended to attack the Blaze? Since he can't attack them because of the NDA.
It might have. It's something we have to wait for him to explain it more.
But he already attacked Daily Wire and said go to that particular website. So it was already set up for this purpose. He didn't do it for the Blaze. Why would he set it up for the Blaze when he can't even do it because of the NDA? It makes more sense to talk about Daily Wire because ain't no NDA there. It was just a offer sheet. And then the whole thing with the phone call happened 1 week before he put out the video about the phone call. And right before he put out the video about the contract that he had from Daily Wire, the offer sheet from Daily Wire, it seems like it was planned to expose them because he was not able to get what he wanted. And he doesn't have the ability to go and get that cash elsewhere. So now it's desperation trying to siphon off their subscribers to him.
Sort of. So, Steven Crowder doesn't have his Motor Club, you keep saying. So if he signed up for Daily Wire, all of his subscribers would go to Daily Wire.
No, actually, he does not. He does not have that. That belongs to the Blaze.
Yeah, but if people wouldn't sign up, people are going. The people who do not sign up for Daily Wire are all going to join Daily Wire just for Steven Crowder.
Possibly so. But ultimately the Mud Club is owned by the Blaze. So people might think, I'm not saying it's you, but some may think that he could just transfer these people from his Mud Club to Daily Wire, but that's not the case. You're gonna have to convince them to leave from over on the Blaze, which is basically what that was, to come to Daily Wire. So that's a little bit different than just having the subscription that you own and porting it. That's not what he's going to be able to do.
Yeah. I'm not a very good debater.
It's all good. It's all good, man.
Yeah, it's just a lot of people don't get the timeline right, and I got the whole back and forth type. It sounds like they were doing legit business on the first part of calls, and after Steven figured out it was their standard contract and kind of got in because of. I would love to be like a commentary like you and everyone else, but as you can tell how scatterbrained I am. And this contract, technically, I can't afford to sign up for that contract because if I was a YouTube and Rising Star or commentary and Rising Star, and I see that contract through my eyes, I can't afford to sign that contract to redline it.
Why can't? But why not? Because look at the money, $50 million. If you're up and coming YouTube, $50 million, you're not gonna be able to get that on your own. So why would that not be a good thing to sign if you're up and coming YouTuber? $50 million. Look at the money.
It's just lawyers are very complicated. You know how lawyers are.
$50 million, man. It's $50 million. I mean, if you want to sign a contract with somebody, me personally, I'm not a contract guy. I like to be independent. But if you want to sign with a contract with somebody, go work for somebody, that's a really good deal. You're not going to be able to find anywhere as an up and coming person. So it would make sense to go ahead and sign it as an up and comer. Even for Crowder, it makes sense to sign, or at least go back and forth and negotiate and figure out the dollar amount that you want. Any dollar, if it's the right dollar amount, then the clauses mean nothing. If he got his $120 million, it would have been no problem. He would have signed it because the money outweighs anything negative that could be in the contract that he didn't like.
Yeah, you may be right. It's just I just see law stuff way too over my expenses. It's like he had to spend a lot of money to buy lawyers. He had to spend a lot of money.
I'm with
to
you.
Find the right lawyer. Stuff. I don't have very strong income.
It's all good, man. But I'm trying to get one more call here. Thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yep, awesome. And I love your videos, and I would love to get those flags from you. Not buy those flags from you. So
right on, man. Thank you for your call.
Be
Appreciate
myself,
you.
then.
All right, shout out to the caller. All right, I'm gonna try to get to maybe one or two more calls. The phone lines are jumping right now, so y'all please bear with me. 254 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello. Hey, ABL. Nice to talk to you. All right. So basically, I'm not sure exactly about all the situation, but from what I got from it, it's like, sorry, calling on these things is so difficult.
It's all
but
good,
basically,
man.
like I feel, I feel that I don't know his intentions, but the main point was that big tech can corrupt people with money. So I don't know what he was offered exactly or what he countered offered, but that's kind of like the thing. And I hope that Crowder is being genuine, following God. But if he's not, that's on him. But and if he's manipulating a lot of people by thinking or saying stuff and he's not really genuine, then that's messed up. But that's kind of how I saw it. Like, oh, be careful against big tech. You never know who is really pulling the strings. That's what I saw. And that's kind of why I was siding more with Crowder. But if he's kind of counter offering with more money like he wants to be greedy, then I can't really stand for that. So that's kind of what I wanted to say.
Thank you for your call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Have a good one.
Same to you. All righty. Good point. Let's get to some more here. And you guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. Call check 2757.
Yeah, Mr. Logan, Chest Street Bob here. How you doing?
Hey, it's all good, man. How about yourself?
You got them all fired up tonight, don't you?
Yeah, I see.
Well, I'm not here to talk about Stephen Crowell.
All righty.
I that's his business. It's not mine. And personally, I have my beliefs, and I don't even talk about that. However, I did want to respond to some people in the chat that had talked about the reactions or limited reactions to the shot. Is that good?
Yes, go for it.
I've told you this before, and some of the people in the chat know this as well. After I had to take the first two jabs because of my job and I had to fly and all that, it sort of like it was mandatory. I work as an independent contractor, much like you do, and that's why I don't work for big corporations, because they said if you don't take the jab, you can't work here. I took it because I actually wanted to work, and it was a requirement to fly back then. But anyhow, I saw in the chat, I was talking about it, and they were like, well, I don't know anybody who had any, serious side effects to the jab, so that must have been fine. First of all, they told me if you get the jab, you won't get COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was that the truth?
No, it wasn't.
Absolutely not, because I got the jab, About 3 weeks later, I got COVID. Okay. And the second thing was, although I'm skinny and I'm fit, I think I'm fit. I have every bad habit known to mankind. I smoke too much. I drink too much. I curse too much, but not here. And 6 months later, what happened to me? I had a stroke. Now, granted, it was a mild stroke as far as strokes go, but people in my family, my historical background, they don't have strokes, they have heart attacks, and they die. Okay? So I had a stroke and lost vision in my right eye. I'm not saying the jab caused it, but I am saying, at least for the people in the chat, you at least know somebody who might have had a side effect that was bad, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so that's what I wanted to leave on, and I appreciate the show. It's a little fiery in the chat tonight, but I'm glad you came on and let me talk.
Well, thank you for the call, man. As always, definitely appreciate you.
Well, you take care, sir.
All right, great call. You guys are the best. I'm going to stay for a little bit longer, take a couple more calls. I know that, I talked for a long time in the beginning, and the phone lines are jam-packed. So y'all hang tight for me, please. Yeah. And shout out to my man, Bob Chesapeake, Virginia. Hopefully everything's all good. Healing will and all that good stuff. All right. So let me go. Wow, these phone calls are coming in fast and furious. All right, Tariq, what's going on?
Hey, ABL, what's up? I'm coming at the tail end. I apologize, man. I just wanted to speak on the Steven Crowder situation a little bit. I'm pretty much that's it, man. I don't like how conservatives. I mean, here's what I want to say. You don't see liberals doing this to each other, man. Where they go out in public exposing each other. It seems like they're all on the same page of power and winning. Even the far left progressives and the establishment Democrats. They kind of handle things indoor. Like, this is a personal issue I believe Steven Crowder had with the Daily Wire. I don't know why he had to blast them. He's playing recordings, and I don't care, man. It's just, it's like unimportant to me. It's not going to stop the Daily Wire from doing his business, and it just looks bad overall. I mean, if you look at the media, they're just laughing, just like, look at these two conservatives going at it. It just makes us look bad. And it's always this conservatives fighting each other. It's the same thing when Trump wins. What happens? You get these very loudmouth, never Trump conservatives fighting him, turning on him, or like people who used to support him turn on him. And I don't know why we do this. I mean, like, Stephen should have handled this behind closed doors. And if he doesn't agree, let it go. But why is he blasting them? Like, what is he trying to have us do? Like, cancel Daily Wire? Like, that's some left-wing liberal stuff. Just keep doing you. You don't agree with their contract? Keep doing you. But what is this? Why do I got to know about it? You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say. I think Steven Crowder just do him. This is childish to me, and we don't need to know his inner workings with Daily Wire. That's all I gotta say, bro.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, take care.
Very well said. That's what I was saying. It's like, you got a problem with him, handle it behind closed doors. Why you got to put him out there? Like, you starting the war for what, though? All right, Les, what's happening?
Hey, ABL, how are you tonight?
It's all good. Can't complain.
Oh my goodness, you got some of your earlier callers all fired up.
Yeah, they were heated, but it's all good. I enjoy a good debate.
So I'm just gonna make a quick comment on that, and I'm going to talk in very general terms, and I'm sure you can back me up on this one with that whole Crowder situation. So when a entity, meaning a business, we're talking from a business perspective, is interested in an individual or another company or whatever the case might be. In this case, it was an independent individual who does this, videos and whatnot. Okay. Offers you a deal, right? The other party can go ahead then and counter any terms and try to come down to an agreement. Now, if the agreement is not made by both parties, that's perfectly fine. Both can just shake hands, like, big boy adults, right? Or big girl adults, and just pretty much go about their business. Now, this individual, Crowder, is free to do whatever he wants after that, whatever he's obviously doing and blasting and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I think from a very logical perspective, we can all agree that it's childish, period. Does he have the right? Yes, he can do whatever he wants. Will there be any legal actions against him? I mean, possible, right? But at the end of the day, like I said, it's just childish. Just walk off, brush your shoulder off. That's it. Hopefully you get a better deal somewhere else. I mean, do you agree with that?
I agree 100% because it's not the responsibility of anyone to give you what you want. If they offer you something and you want it, y'all can agree on terms. Fantastic. If you can't, then that's okay too. But you shouldn't try to put them out there in public and put pressure on them and do all this. It's childish. It's a sense of entitlement, and I just don't like it.
Right, and it's like Tyreek said too. He had a great point. It's kind of like, we're seeing amongst the liberals doing this stuff and acting in that manner. At the end of the day, if you claim to be conservative, I'm not saying that you don't have a right to do and act and think and say as you please, but at the same time, we have to stick together. We really, really do, and if it's for the love of or the passion that you have getting that word out there, keep on honing that passion, because that's what got you there to begin with. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a whatever topic. I didn't even know who he was until you brought it up, to be honest with you, ABL. And I think I heard a clip from Candace Owens earlier today too. So I was like, oh, okay. But okay, that topic's dead. Let's squish it. Let's squash it. Done. Bury it. RIP. Good luck, to Crowder's future endeavors, but we're done. The next topic I wanted to get into was the hero doctor, which I thought was absolutely amazing. I want to kind of give a little my own perspective on this and my own opinion, because we're all free to do so. I know you had that other caller call in earlier, and he was trying to make his point, which he had the right to do. But at the end of the day, the same way he has that right to his opinion, we all have our right to our own opinion as well. So at ABL, you can answer this for all of us. Okay.
Okay.
At the end of the day, who scammed who here with this whole pandemic?
I didn't hear that part. You kind of cut out a little bit. What did you say?
At the end of the day, who scammed who with this whole pandemic?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think, if anything, it'd be the federal government scamming the American people, making us get locked down, make us get the vaccine, telling us it's going to work, you can't get it, and all this and that. Anthony Fauci, Joe Biden, the list goes on.
Correct, because that's exactly what I was going to say. Again, we're in this free country. Our founding fathers fought for the rights that we have today, and how dare then the government try to overstep? If you ask me, that's very treasonous on their behalf. So yes, you're here. The government is here to recommend and do a specific job, but they are not here, and they do not have that right to now dictate the American people's everyday single livelihood. That is not right. That is very, very unconstitutional of them. So at the end of the day, who scammed who here? And if, people want to sit here and say, for example, like that individual that called in, oh, but you're not a doctor, and I heard this and I heard that from these individuals. Okay, well, good for you. You got your own, you heard your own information from your own sources. But what about all the other doctors that were speaking against this whole leftist narrative that go out and get jabbed and do this and do that? You're going to be saving lives. You have to do your part as an American, right? No. What happened to them? They were canceled, right? So is this really a double standard? Was this unfair? Like I said, at the end of the day, who scammed who then? We all know who it was. It was the government towards the American people. So, I mean, that's not the only state out there in Utah where it happened, because I know in Illinois, I heard from the grapevine, okay? I heard from the grapevine that there was individuals here in the state of Illinois who were doing that. Because at the end of the day, again, these were individuals that obviously didn't want to put something in their body that they didn't deem right to put in their body, health-wise and everything. So there's always going to be loopholes to no matter what situation we're talking about. And in this case, that man is a hero, and every single other person who did that was a hero. Because at the end of the day, again, who was at really, really in fault here? The government, not anyone else. That's so right. I pray for them. I pray for them. Sorry, ABL, I didn't mean to cut you off. I pray for them. Hopefully they get off, whatever is it that they're being charged with, and they win their case. But, God bless them. God bless every single other individual who did this, not only in that state. But that's all I wanted to give you my 2 cents on today. Great show. It was definitely lit. And you made people mad. All right, ABL. Well, I want to wish you. Oh, one last thing. On Wednesday, when you were saying your Spanish words, you did good. 100%. You passed the test.
Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate it. It means a lot to me.
All righty. Well, you have a wonderful night. God bless you. We'll be seeing you then shortly. And then God bless the chat and everybody else. And then the little Patriots want to say good night and goodbye. Bye.
All right, now. Bye, y'all.
All righty. God bless you. You take care.
All righty. Great call. Fantastic call. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. I'll take one more call here because I'm way beyond my time.
God bless you.
Call your line, speaker to.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Yes.
Uh,
I wanted to make a comment about the vaccine, I guess.
Go for it.
Oh yeah. So we say, I just want to say what's irritating is the fact that no one is talking about the people or the doctors. Like they kept saying we all was trusting the sciences. I was like, yes, but you had I think thousands of scientists. So were you just trusting those scientists? Like they're trying to get away with that part. And like everyone doesn't question that. Like no one's like, okay, these doctors said this, but why was these doctors not invalid? Like they try to wash that part over.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And, yeah, because that's why, and I was like, I noticed the conservative side do the same thing. Like they don't narrow in that. Like everyone gets distracted on the part of like, oh, it was the science. Everyone was trusting the science. And like, yes, but you had scientists that were shut down. Like I need people to stick to the scientists that were shut down. Because if we uncover all the scientists that was shut down for actually having factual as scientists for decades, probably in their field, got degrees and everything. But everyone's like, we trusted the science. That's the most thing I keep hearing. It was like, well, we were duped. It was like, you weren't duped. You just heard one scientist that you wanted to hear, rather than there was more scientists out there that everyone decided to not listen to.
Well,
So
a lot of that
like,
was just, they couldn't really speak out. The government was threatening them. I think ultimately the government was responsible for a lot of this because they put their people out on television. They put the message out there. They put their narrative out there. And if you were a person that went against it, a scientist or not, you were shut down.
Yeah, that's so true. But I'm saying that's what I was saying to the aspect of I need the conservatives to like keep hammering that in because I don't really see anyone to encourage. They're just like, oh, y'all were duped and everyone wants amnesty and stuff like that. But I'm just like, I really wish everyone try to get all the scientists, like a list of scientists. But I feel like we put the numbers in compared to the people that they was like, we trusted the scientists. And then we just bring out, like the conservative side, just bring out a giant list of scientists that were shut down for their opinions. Then we could be like, okay, so that argument is valid. Therefore, if someone was to sue, we can say, if y'all proclaim you were going on science, then we have A, Y, and Z. We have over, let's say, 2,000 scientists that y'all didn't listen to. So therefore, I can sue on the behalf. I can't sue the vaccine company, but I can sue on the behalf of fraud. Like you were fraudulent because we have A, Y, and Z scientists that no one gave an opinion for. I was frauded into this situation. If that makes sense.
Right now, I'm with
like
you.
We need we need a list, like a giant list. Like, because most of anyone always talks about is, what is it, McCullen and all those, they just mentioned 3. Like, if you mention, like, a lot more, I think people get the hint that this wasn't, oh, we just trusted the science, we were just going along with the CDC said or whatever.
Right, I got you.
But if we have, like, a list, yeah. And then the second thing I wanted to say about it is, I'm a big sports person. I love you, Anthony. Brian, I love your show. Always watch it. But I just wanted to say about the DeMar Hamilton. It's like whenever what's his name? Whenever someone died or had COVID and they passed away, we knew automatically and news blasted. We still don't know what caused Damar Hamlin. And everyone literally, I don't even see it on the news, not even conservative side as well. Like, what caused his heart attack? They said it was comorbid cordis, but now they was like that was a possibility. That was the running, what they call it, the running theory. But even if you Google now, how did Damar Hamilton, like what caused his heart attack, it's going to be like, we still don't know, even though he's been released from the hospital. I went in once to the hospital because like I had like chest beating, and I knew that same day that it was fine. It was just a muscle in my chest. So I know once he got checked in, they run a AKG on him. So while we don't know to this day, after it's been almost a month and a half, of what caused his heart attack. So that's why I find highly suspicious.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And like you said, a lot of times when anybody else has a serious injury like that or they die, we know exactly what's going on pretty quickly. But with this one, it's like, oh, it's a mystery. So that's a really good point.
Yeah, like today we still don't know. Like if I was to Google right now what caused Damar Hamilton's heart attack, it will say it's still unknown. Even though right now Damar Hamilton's sitting on his couch recovering, thank God. But they still haven't released it. It was like, if it wasn't the vax, then why haven't you said so? So that's what's making all of us think maybe it was that, or it has. So if they told us how his heart attack was made, that it will probably sound like myocarditis rather than this cordis thing they keep trying to plug in everyone's ear.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, because I'm like, if you're not telling us, that means you're trying to hide something. Because if anything, you would know if it wasn't the vax, they automatically would have probably been saying this is the cause of that. But the silence is more telling than anything to me. At least that's my opinion. Like the more they're quiet about it, the more I think it's the vaccine. Because if it wasn't the vaccine, they would have been out here,
right,
waving their arms with the answer, flying their things, and showing you all the data. But why they're not doing that? Like, why does there have been any articles written about why he caused his heart attack? When Bob Saget died, everyone was like, "Oh, he fainted, he hit his head, he fell asleep, he had a hematoma." There we go. All the celebrities that have been passing away from these weird stuff, like they have their diagnosis. Even if they don't die, they have a diagnosis by the time the week is over.
Right, I'm with you 100%. Well, thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you for taking my call. I love your show, watching it still. Thank you for answering my call, and I just wanted to say that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
You too. Bye.
All right, that'll be a wrap for me. You guys have been great. I will be back live again on Wednesday, and of course, I'm always here throughout the week putting out pre-recorded videos. I'll be back doing that on Monday, but back live again on Wednesday. If you couldn't get in tonight, I'm sorry. Don't blame me. Blame the white man. You know it's not my fault. I got more super chats right here. I'm gonna read right quick, then I'm gonna get on out of here. Thank y'all for being here, watching, super chat, and whatever you do. I appreciate you. You guys are the best, as you know. If you don't know, now you know. And thank you to the mods for keeping the trolls in check. You guys are great, because I know it was a little bit of a troll influx because of some recent events, but it's all good. Thank y'all for being here. Let me read the super chats here. Thank you to Cody, who says Mug Club was actually an affiliation link to Blaze TV subscriptions. It was not an actual club. It was just a marketing term to sell Blaze TV subs. Of course, yes. Yeah, exactly. So he don't have that. That belongs to the Blaze. Those people, if they're still on Mug Club, they're just subscribed to the Blaze and not Stephen Crowder. Thank you to the Meep Kid, who says, can I call? Hopefully you did call, the Meep Kid. Thank you to Wall Street Wolf, who says, stay pure-blooded, my non-vax brothers. And thank you to Dr. Phi, or Dr. Phi, who says, I'm curious. I do wonder on Monday, Carter might drop some bombs on Monday, Timcast. We shall see. Are we gonna? I'm gonna be watching that. I'm gonna definitely be watching that. Now I might even stream it. Now I ain't gonna do all that. I'm gonna watch it though, and I want to see what he says on there. I'm very curious to see exactly what he says, and I think Tim Pool will ask some tough questions. I don't think Tim Pool was a coward. I think Tim Pool does ask questions that are very tough when he needs to. So I'm looking forward to seeing it and looking forward to seeing how he's going to answer. And I think that if he tells a lie, it's going to get debunked, but we're going to see how the whole thing plays out. But you guys are great. Thank y'all for being here. Fantastic show. And until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.